Warning, this video contains an excessive amount of yapping. There will be quite a large amount of pausing, conversational topics, and worst of all, tangentially related conversational matters. If you are not a fan of yapping, you've come to the wrong place. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour mes amis. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle interview avec... Just when you think you had it. Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle Le Vampire Lestat. Merci de revoir. Regardez. I believe I got it. I had some final pointers in terms of okay. Bienvenue dans ce. Okay. Bienvenue dans cette nouvelle. So, bonjour mes amis, bienvenue dans ce nouvel Le Vampire Lestat de l'UNCUT. Merci d'avoir merci d'avoir regardé. Merci d'avoir regardé. Perhaps. Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue dans ce nouvelle you know what, we got there. Hello. Hello everybody, welcome back to the next episode of Interview with the Vampire. In this case, or the show formerly known as such. Instead we have the Vampire Lestat. And my head's all over the place, sorry. I just got off work, I've been home for like 5 minutes and I was like, we gotta go, get into this, been looking forward to it. As usual, I've managed to avoid all the spoilers, even though I seem to always stream the night before each episode comes out, or like, oh, honestly, yeah, like, or close to it. It's always like a like a Saturday night, and then everybody hops in that are in different time zones, and they're like, it's on, it's live, you are not ready, be warned. And I'm like, well, shit. So yeah, we're back. There'll be a lot of comments I'm gonna have to gloss over because I've had some of the most engagement I've ever had with the last episode, and namely in part just thank you everybody for the kind words. There are so many times where I wonder if I'm, you get in your own head about it. You wonder if the content you're making is sufficient and if it's still entertaining or good enough. And at the end of the day, just about everybody was like, hey, keep yapping, keep doing what you're doing. So I just thank you for the appreciation, the love and support. It, as always, I know I say it means the world to me, but it really does. So the constant support, especially in this series, is very means a lot, and I'm glad that I'm able to provide. I know that this isn't to disparage any other reactors, but I know that there's a lot of reactors out there, and I know a lot of you guys will watch them and enjoy their content, but I recognize that me having these long breakdowns, I'm not the only one who's doing it that way, but it's paying homage and respect to the series in a way that a lot of you guys and gals appreciate and also feel in a similar manner, so thank you. But Patreon comments first off the last episode, because boy howdy, I suppose there's a lot to get into, a lot to talk about. Isn't there always? But again, I don't think I'm gonna have time to read all the comments. I'm gonna have to limit myself, like, time-wise. But yeah, top liked comments anyway, or maybe most recent. But Claire Punk says, book reader. So I asked the question, like, how are people feeling about the show if you are a book reader? And a lot of the replies seem positive in terms of, Claire says, book reader here. This episode, 3.3, was all I could have asked for and more, up in the top tier with the best out of all 3 seasons, in my opinion. Similar feelings from both Obizenka and Warrior Omen as well. Jessica says, I follow only a few reactors. So far, the reactions have been unusually long for this episode because there's so much to unpack. Obvious revelations or not, I'm here for whatever you want to share. I'm a longtime book fan. People were looking forward to certain scenes, and I get where they're coming from, but I'm not sure why anyone thought this book would be perfectly recreated from when Interview with the Vampire has already made so many changes. It seems like people are struggling to let go of their expectations. Yeah, there's a fine balance between, like, the like in the world of adaptation, right? Like, do you want a perfect carbon copy, or do you want a in this case what seems to be a very well-made show that's done so in such a way where it's adapted to be more conducive to a episodic format, Lifelong book fan here. Read the books at 12. I'm 36. I was a fan of the movie before plucking the book off the shelf one day before school. These books are deeply personal to me, all says Hillary. I just wanted to say that it's not all book fans who are crashing out over this season, and I'm not one of them. I'm on board with just about every adaptational choice Rowling and company have made to the source material, and oftentimes I feel it's been for the better, making the overall tapestry more vibrant and the story richer. In my opinion, a lot of what folks are taking issue with is down to different interpretations of the book, and mine must align more closely with the show's. Another thing I've been seeing following this episode is people taking offense to Claudia's pages being read over Lestat's assault and therefore making it about him. See, my interpretation of that scene was there were some parallels in terms of just like assault being experienced. It wasn't to take away from that scene. It was just to like, I think thematically to play those scenes back to back as both, because both are in regard to a sexual assault that happened to these respective characters. I don't know. It's like a similar traumatic experience, and it's happening in both these characters' pasts, right? Whether they're it's post mortem or not. So I felt like it fit. I'm sorry, but that scene was already intended to show these men centering themselves in her story again, so that argument falls flat. Trigger warning: personal trauma dump incoming. As a victim of childhood grooming and SA and even kidnapping and detainment, my God, I'm glad you're okay, like, quite frankly. I find it offensive to be told how I should be feeling watching that scene overlap with Lestat's. RAPE is personal, but it's universal, unfortunately, and I really don't want to hear anything prescriptive about how to interpret that choice from anyone. Quickest way to piss me off. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from there. But people have strong feelings and opinions and feel a certain way, and so I mean, yeah, it's messy to get into the finer points of it, but I'm in the camp of I've seen no issues so far with the presentation, and I feel like the appropriate respect has been made. I can get the argument as to why people would be upset that her pages were being read while cutting away from the scene to show something else, but again, it's all thematically relevant. It's all very like it's still like present in the moment. Jennifer Lawson's Lisi says, I've read all the books, and what I personally think people are having a harder time with is really leaning the storytelling framework rather than getting the anticipated scenes they're looking forward to laid out fully like they are in the books. Yeah, I would say if you want good adaptation, like I like a good adaptation. For me, adaptation that starts to veer into the territory of no bueno is like Last of Us Season 2, and I feel qualified to speak on that because I'm a big fan of the games and I played them ad nauseum. I'm a big fan, and I loved Season 1. And when Season 2 made some fairly major changes to characters and story beats, I personally, I edited that particular series myself, and I made sure to like show direct comparisons, and I put a lot of time into the editing because I was trying to make like direct points as to the deviations in the story and why I felt they were making the narrative less impactful. Sorry to derail your point. I think it works very well for the show structure and really highlights what he's trying to repress, what he hasn't accepted about himself or his experience yet, and how everything is slowly bubbling up to a boil. I'm very much enjoying it. Jennifer Lawson says, hey man, please, man was my father, call me movie. I haven't watched your reaction yet, but I wanted to say before I did, you are genuinely the I look forward to. Thank you so much. You always give so much excellent and deep thought analysis. I appreciate that. Even on occasions where I disagree with you, which I hope would come up, because I want everybody to like, I don't expect everybody to just agree with whatever I have to say. Like, I always encourage conversation back and forth. I've always wanted to hear your thoughts and understand your point. In some way, I think you also helped to narrow down my own thoughts in the show. I've been following you off and on for well over a year now, but I don't think I've commented before. Well, appreciate that. This episode especially, hell, this show is so dense, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was 4 hours. I'm looking for the type of analysis you give, and I would imagine that's why we're all here. I'll appreciate that. As a book fan, I knew I would struggle in some ways with this season. I've always been a lot more attached to the book than the first. I am sometimes confused by the choices they're making in the moment, and I do wish we would spend more time with the flashbacks sometimes. Sure, it's not really a great book adaptation in some ways, but if you're specifically looking for the book to be translated directly into the screen, that is. But neither were the first 2 seasons, and they were fantastic. Sadly, I do also think budget restraints have affected the season to some degree. However, I'll always have the book as it was. It would have been lovely to see this cast spend more time with some of the flashbacks, some of which we may yet see, of course. What we have seen has been mostly fantastic, I just wish we had more. That was a sentiment I expressed as well in episodes 2 and 3 in particular. I was really looking forward to these flashbacks to learn more about Lestat, and especially like him at younger, more with Nikki and all that. And we have been given that, but I'm still hungry for more of that. So appreciate that. And again, I'm not trying to skip over any of these comments. I'm just trying to gloss through some of this. But Shayna says, to be clear, there's a lot of book fans who are upset with the first 2 seasons as well. I think some people just don't understand the nature of adaptation and why certain things must be changed. So yeah, common sentiment there for sure. This book is much more heavily Lestat's past than it is present day. I know people have feelings about it, but Louis was the core of the first 2 seasons, and he obviously wasn't even born yet during Lestat's first 100 plus years. And for a show, it just wouldn't work to shift gears as drastically as the book does. You have to keep your central characters as central as possible, and therefore the present day timeline is more relevant this season. Not to mention, I'm really, again, I side with the adaptation conversation. And it's not adaptation for the sake of how can we only make this into a show and how can we most quickly adapt everything. You've seen Roland's copy of his book. It was torn to shit. Like they poured through these pages. They're all the cast and crew, as far as I'm aware, are all intimately familiar with the source material. So that alone tells me that they're clearly all fans. They all appreciate it. They all love it, and they're trying their best to adapt it in a way that will, as I keep saying, be most conducive for a televised format. So, with the restrictions that they're given, I think they're doing a pretty good job. And that's as someone who I have not read the books. Now, I might read the books and then feel way differently afterwards, but I can't rightly comment, which is why I put the question to you book readers out there. Yeah, people saying that Nikki's events play out a little bit quicker. Seems to be a common complaint. The books are great, but they work specifically as books. Yeah, just the same thing with the video games, like with Last of Us, right? The season 1's great. Season 2 is all right in moments or throughout, but ultimately they were there. It's you're trying to adapt. That's why video game adaptations are so hit or miss. You're trying to adapt a video game. Last of Us got lucky because it's cinematic by nature, just the way the game was produced. As a book fan, says Krill, Lady Greensleeves, I am loving it. It's an amazing, unfiltered look into Lestat's chaotic mind, which is something the books, for all their beauty, never really gave us. And I think it's the non-linear and fractured storytelling that people are struggling with. But I think it also, again, I keep saying these same words again, these buzzwords of thematically relevant. But given Lestat's state of mind and the trauma that he's experienced throughout his life, I think that the chaotic nature of his mind, it's only natural given his history. Also, I'm paranoid. Is this recording? Is that recording? Okay, cool. 2 to 3 hours, that's movie night. Book reader from Ep.3X4, long time. I can tell you I love this show and I love what they're doing with the season. Some people can't handle the tonality shift, but it does so in the books, so that's on them. Even with some of the changes, even 1 or 2 that irked me, I'm fine with them because the season isn't over. I'm gonna let them cook, as I think we all should. Now, regarding Nikki, so Nikki was bipolar, which is something I guess that a little detail that I did miss out on in the script. Lestat mentions it in this episode. When we initially meet him, he's not manic and in a good space, seemingly, although he could have been manically playing the violin in the streets and seeing Lestat brought him back, but his mind was unstable for sure. I guess I'll chalk it up to either 1, I wasn't paying close enough attention, or 2, it wasn't written as obviously, or as like it wasn't written so straightforward. Like, is it just the one line that Lestat directly mentions it, and that's kind of it? I don't know, because I had a similar issue in episode 2. Not that I realized it at the time, wasn't until the comments afterwards. But the lines about the monastery and the theater, I didn't realize his brothers literally found him and beat him up and brought him back. I missed that, but it was in the dialogue. So. But his mind was unstable for sure. The transformation that he demanded made it worse by miles. Lestat is once again guilted into making a vampire, technically for the first time, unless you consider turning Gabriella done from guilt, which I think was done more selfishly to save her, and she welcomed it. And did not shy away from who he had become. But back to Nikki. It must have been incredibly difficult for Lestat, basically being accused of lying and cheating on Nikki because he was kidnapped and assaulted by Magnus, and having to deal with Armand, who kidnapped Nikki, then having him demand it to prove his love. Talk about a guilt trip. So complex. Also, I noticed you didn't say anything about Louis flying up to the roof. Oh, some are arguing he jumped. Looked a lot like the cloud gift to me. Yeah, I think when I saw it, I just was like, oh yeah, he did it. I was like, yeah, he's powerful, but I didn't realize that he's also like, yeah, that's something, it didn't even click in my mind, but I guess Louis has the cloud gift now. Curious to see where that goes. Has he been lying to Daniel this whole time about being able to fly? Did he gain? Well, I don't think so, because that's the whole idea of Armand's library in the Dubai penthouse, right? Is that like part of the truths of the world that were being, like, information was metaphorically and literally being kept from Louis by the one vampire who had the cloud gift, such as Armand in this case, who could float up to the library and come back down. I think over the years, maybe it's like a newer thing for Louis, or he's like eventually learned it, but or maybe not. Maybe he had it the whole time indeed. Maybe they both could access the library. Peak television, indeed. Don't worry about the length. I personally love how long these reactions are and can't wait for you to watch them, listen to you talk about things. About the book readers, I am one myself, says Obazenka. Some changes can be frustrating, I get that myself, but it's been like that since the very first. So, yeah, again, the sentiments I'm seeing from everybody, at least on Patreon so far, has all been very, like, similar. I've seen a couple commenters say they just can't hack it, and, you know, to each their own. But it seems that the majority of consensus from those that are choosing to engage, at least with my reaction series, has been, hey, it's not perfect, but that's the nature of adaptation, and we love what they've done so far. Small Things You Missed says, also known as Allison. When Lestat yells at the PA, can you get out of my eye line? He's doing so because seconds before we are shown, he is hallucinating Nikki in his place. Oh. Nikki does have at least some kind of mental disorder. Lestat flippantly states he has bipolar disorder as sort of a joke, but that could literally be the case. It might have been why I kind of disregarded it, is because I wrote it off as just him being like, bipolar. We don't know an exact diagnosis because of the time period, but in the books, even as a human, Nikki would struggle with deep, intense, and sudden depressive episodes. Interesting. Post Magnus and Armand, Lestat made his psyche worse by consistently telling Nikki that his real perception of reality was false. It completely destabilized him. He was basically gaslit into a catatonic state. He was then turned into a vampire in that state, effectively freezing his mind there. God, what a hell to live in. Jessica says, regarding Nikki's instability, we saw them having some kind of argument through the window during the music video segment. That's true. When it's like, I've been at your window, babe. Like outside the window. I guess they were having an argument. The focus was on Magnus and Lestat in the foreground, but Lestat was taking a breather from the argument, which they resumed. Yeah, and people keep bringing up the bipolar boyfriend bit. So again, once again, a little bit that I missed here. So again, that's on me. But that makes that does add more credence to the insanity pipeline. A says, I'm a book reader, and while there are a few things that I've loved for them to include in the show, but to be honest, I'm enjoying the show more than the books. They're done so well. The acting production is so good. I can't really complain. Speaking for myself, says Warrior Omen, I'm very happy with this season so far. Some stuff is curious, but the best bits are just landing perfectly. I can only speak for myself, but as a huge VC fan for the last 20 years, I knew this tone shift was coming. Indeed. Oh yes, Melissa. I mentioned this a couple times in other episodes, in other videos, and on a live stream. But the newsreader is on my list. My plan is to, and I do love Anna Torv, Mindhunter, Last of Us, Anna Torv. My plan is after I watch this season, I'll most likely do a rewatch with my gal pal, my partner. So not only can she watch it and react to it, and you can see her reaction, but also so I can have my classic second viewing thoughts and let you guys and gals know how I feel about this season after watching it a second time and see if there's anything new that I catch. Honey says, I go back to when Lestat said I have a capacity for enduring in season 1. It really seems that unlike most vampires, even the older ones than him, he is capable of looking at all the terrible things that come from it with immortality and all of his history and move past it all and enjoy being alive. Very true. As we've seen, he's Now, whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Whether it's healthy coping mechanisms or just him kind of like flipping the switch of emotional like reception and then just kind of cruising on forward. But yeah, considering the fact that we've seen his life has been one series of traumas, like one after the next after another and another, the fact that he's still like finding enjoyment out of life and not massively depressed. I mean, it could also be the whole like turn everything into a joke to get through it, or try to like, you know, close yourself off to those emotions. And if he starts to process them, that's when he feels them intensely and starts to break down. So call it what you will. Joseph says, I want 3-hour reactions. Appreciate that. Assume that everyone on Patreon at least knew what they were signing up for. Yeah, at least on Patreon. YouTube could always be a different story. Yeah, again, Mickey kind of agrees. It's a dense episode. A says, did you notice in the Fane Gain hate shrine of Lestat, the upside down life-size poster of Lestat has a hole over his mouth? As well as Daniel saying he'd been trying to crack his cheeks and calling him a blow-up doll. The ongoing theme of Lestat being seen or reduced to a sex object. No, for real, honestly. Well, it's also the whole part about like Lestat offering up himself, like assuming that everything's going to be sexual, whether it's with his mother and having to make a deal where it's not sexual, or the whole thing where it's like, oh, he pissed off the owner of the hotel. He wants the fan experience. So what? So I just need to fuck him. How long have we been talking about these particular comments? What, 20 minutes? Probably shift over pretty soon. Nova goes as far as to say any book reader who hates this misunderstands Lestat as a character, and also misunderstands what it means to make a killer filmed adaptation. Adaptation requires shifting and changing to work. If you stick 100% at the source material, you get a bad piece of filmed media. This episode in particular was one of the best pieces of filmed media I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's also 10,000% how Lestat would behave in 2020 plus. Like, he was the same in the 80s, but more 80s. They punched up everything, killed off a guy who made me stop reading the 4th book without ever showing him on screen. They're killing this. I think people just hate cinematic perfection. I mean, a bit more on the extreme side of things, but I see where you're coming from for sure. You know, honestly, at some point, Alex Rain, I love the moment Lestat finally cracks. Daniel's expression of glee is crazy. Armand was right in season 1 when he said that journalism or getting the story is Daniel's drug, and Daniel has been trailing along with Lestat for 2 months at this point without them having a serious conversation. That's a long time to go without a hit. Vivian coming in, the board right here. Armand told the truth. So they say, so they say. What is this devil's minion? Find out perhaps soon, as Armand has shown up now. Kira Ra says the concert sequence with the loneliness perfectly encapsulates Lestat, in my opinion. His resilience is unmatched. He's a literal force of nature who never breaks down for too long. There's catharsis there, but he's also inviting his muses now, which is probably not a great move. He's spiraling downwards. Louis is walking a very similarly treacherous road, in my opinion, and I think this paralleled self-destruction they're both gearing towards is obviously going to end up leading them back to each other. I think this adaptation is insanely ambitious, and I'm so grateful for it. Yeah, oftentimes you can't really hit a home run without taking some swings, right? I understand other people's reservations, but these writers are taking big swings. That's what I just said. Big swings, and it's working for me. The non-linear storytelling intentionally messes with your head and your expectations. I can speculate, but I ultimately have no clue where we're going with any of these characters. I think at some point, I have to do a separate video just to do comments. There's so many here. Layla says, I like that you're commenting on our dear Danny boy. Consider Lestat from season 1 has emphasized that trauma goes hand in hand with transformation. None of the vampires is exempt from this fact. As clever and humorous as the phrase is, Lestat continually harps on the transformational trauma bit with Daniel because I believe he clearly sees it in him. Those scenes of him smirking or seeming a little high on himself during the interviews beg the question of whether Daniel is steadily losing some of his humanity after his transformation. Daniel breeding his own form of monster. Daniel has repeatedly stated in various ways that he's happy being a vampire, and it's almost a great parallel to his early drug addictions as a human. Oh, it's funny you say that. It makes me think of Midnight Mass, you know, like Midnight Mass, spoilers, I guess skip ahead 10 seconds or so, to an extent, but the whole thing is, if you haven't seen it, definitely skip ahead a little bit. But, well, I should say one of the characters, I mean, I gotta talk about it, right? But like, I always call it the tragedy of Riley Flynn. Like the fact that like he was an addict who was an alcoholic, and he was able to sober up and get better and turn his life around, and was trying to like get back on the straight and narrow and just try to refigure things out. And then he gets turned into a vampire against his will, and then he has a new craving, a new addiction, humans, blood, like that of a vampire. And it's such a tragedy because he's like genuinely trying to become a better person, and he's then forced into a situation where he has a new addiction, and he feels like he's like lost all of his progress that he made. Is Daniel actually happy? Sure, he's having his little fun, but he's still a person who hangs up after downing his daughters. He's more concerned with getting at Lestat at times than with this processing some of the honesty Lestat is giving to him. Lestat is the supposed rock star this season, but it's really Daniel who's currently living, or should I say masking, as one. He may be riding the high of his new fame in life, but he's not exempt. All this to say, I love Daniel, same. And I love that the writers may be crafting with his character development this season. Indeed. Kayla says, I just want to say that as someone who hasn't always agreed with all of your opinions on things, I do always thoroughly enjoy hearing your perspective. Yeah, seems to be, there's a bit of a thread here and there. Again, people that are like, don't always agree with you, but I always appreciate hearing your opinion. Thank you for taking your time to try and truly understand Lestat as a character, despite him not being your favorite. I definitely like the character. I like the character in terms of how he's portrayed and how he's written, but I definitely, I don't know, and I'm kind of coming around to him in some respects, but I still have my favorites, and I don't know. I have just, this show has me feeling a plethora of complex and mixed emotions for sure. Lestat as a character, despite him not being your favorite, not many people dig deeper, and I'm so glad you understand him as well as you do. As a book reader, I'm loving this season. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And again, not that I don't want to pay respects to everything that's being said here, but if we stay here for just the comments, I'm gonna be, I gotta do a separate video till I get through all these. YouTube, again, for episode 3, I'll kind of go over some of the just some of the bigger ones here and there, because YouTube has almost 300. Oh, Lord. Loss of Rap Tour says, the consensus seems to be that Nikki was bipolar, and this was apparent before their time in Paris. In the book, and seemingly the show, unless they contradict it later, Lestat and Nikki were already each other's confidants, drinking buddies, back in Auvergne. They spent hours talking to each other, but the conversation often devolved with Nikki's depression, so what the Coven did to him, Lestat's disappearance, and the vampirism, just aggravated his mental state. It seems to be people that are... Yeah, and see, here's someone that's like not really liking how it's being portrayed. Someone's like, and people agree with this as well. I'm not liking the fact that so much of this has to be explained because of how the show is glossing over and jumping all over the place. That is, I think that must be indicative then, because somebody pointed out the bipolar line, but that's the thing, is that like if the show can only be followed 100% to a T by paying attention, which you should be anyway, to every single little line and picking up and extrapolating properly and interpreting like a very specific way. Not that I'm saying I'm lost, but like, I don't know, would you consider that a good or a bad thing? Is it good because it is written in there and you just have to catch it? Or is it bad because it's only made clear if you're like extrapolating and interpreting certain lines? I mean, I don't know. I lean towards the latter because I always feel like that's kind of the sign of a show respecting its audience, is if it, you know, it's all there, you just have to like listen to it. But I'm not too sure. Nikki says that 1 month ago Lestat vanished, says Annalise. 1 week of this month was spent with Magnus being a hostage, so since that and his turning Lestat turned Gabrielle because she was dying, killed his family with her, was attacked by Armand and the Coven, turned Nikki. All of that while learning how to be a vampire himself. Is insane. Fiona says Lestat wrote your biggest fan. Okay, I didn't know if it was Magnus who wrote it or Lestat. He's imagining his assault from the point of view of his maker and sexual assaulter. It's really dark. Why Louis left Bruce unsought for so long? I think Louis was basically an emotional cavern in Dubai with Armand. Only going through his memories with Daniel and unlocking things did he wake up. Ep.3X4 says Lestat making the sound Nikki made as he was dying was haunting. Lestat's lived a crazy vampire life, but he's endured so much trauma from his family, his mother and Nikki, and finally Magnus' utter destruction of him. It's no wonder he behaves the way he does. We have commenters talking about how happy they are for the betrayal of Magnus. Don't feel bad about the length. Okay, confirmation about the tower. Brittany Grady says the showrunner said the tower collapse is a symbolic representation of how Lestat feels in the moment. That was one of my working theories. They've mentioned a few times that this season should feel like you're in Lestat's head, so there are a number of weird little details like that. Like when Magnus is naming off everyone at the long table, it's all of Lestat's fledglings. Hand equals Nikki, finger equals Antoinette, etc. Plus Lestat and Magnus, but he also mentioned a drummer, presumably TC. But nothing has happened with TC as of right now, so something probably happens with her in the future, and everything is just sort of jumbled together in Lestat's mind. Right, because also, if this is all being told partially, like mostly as from the perspective of the Failures albums, and it would be like him talking about all this in the past tense. There's also a lot of instances of the number 8. 8 wolves, 8 dead vampires at the hotel, 8 people at the table. Oh boy, we're getting into like tinfoil hat theory territory. I love it. Aaliyah says the parallel of Gabriella telling Lestat not to turn Nikki and Lestat in season 2, saying to Louis and Claudio shouldn't be turned because you are trapped in whatever form you are turned that day. Nikki with his madness, Claudia with her childlike body and personality is so heartbreaking. Insane refresh poll, happy to be there. Inspired work, I agree. The acting pierced my heart, especially in this episode. I agree, Deborah. Yeah, and again, someone else pointed it out. Sophie saying, Lestat said bipolar boyfriend and he was dramatic as a mortal. Car scene broke my heart, says Jenny Marilla. Lib said, I strongly recommend reading the lyrics to your biggest fan now that you've seen the whole episode. Oh, believe me, I've been listening to the song. You kidding me? Wolf killer, my little wolf killer. Like it's a new earworm right now. I know you're stubborn, but you have to ask for it. Yeah, great stuff. There are also parallels with how he treated Louis before and up until his turning. Positive and negative. Though the one thing I'll say is that Lestat always required he got consent from his fledglings before turning. P.S. Gabriella was not Lestat's first love, Nikki was. Okay, I see. It's interesting, because I just assumed because, like, well, I guess it depends. You could argue and say, well, when did Lestat's love, like Lestat and Gabrielle's, like the love start? Was it after the wolf massacre, like the wolf fight? Was it like that's when kind of really things took off, or is there implication that they've kind of had a bond for a while? I don't know. I don't have enough context or knowledge to know for sure. So it seems like for the most part the opinions all are kind of lining up, but at the same time there is some disagreements here and there, but anyway, it's fair. Anyway, so like I said, I really should do a video like in the future where I just do read through all the comments, because that in itself would be hours long. But something I must regrettably come to terms with is that as I keep growing, and if I get even bigger as a YouTuber, I want to still have audience engagement, and I want to talk with everybody and we have the conversations, but I have to be realistic, and that's if I keep doing videos that get hundreds of comments, then I don't know if I'll be able to realistically do that. So I will try my best, but apologies if I wasn't able to get to your comment right now. I do kind of want to do videos in the future where I just like strictly do like respond and directly to comments, because that can go on for hours and hours, and I worry sometimes that feels like me milking it, but people say they want those conversations to happen. So in any case, we are going to hop into The Vampire Lestat. Very excited for it. 4 episodes after tonight, we're going to be over halfway there. Over halfway done with the season. I can't. Please, bro, please. I can't do it. Also, little side note here, but if you are in the Patreon chat or want to join, by the way, so there's the main, I don't have a whole lot of chat groups in Patreon, but I specifically made, so I have the main chat here for like just general, like let's all talk and it's all safe to talk, and that's already great for like conversing and for me putting messages out to the community and all that. I did make a separate group specifically for spoiler talk. So if you are interested, and from what I understand, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conversations and threads and talking points. If you're already in the Patreon, you know about it. If you're not, if you want to join the Patreon and you do want to have those like specific spoiler talk conversations in a very positive community that's very supportive and listening, and like everybody's just been having those talks, then that chat does exist there. I mean, there is like a small barrier to entry, although I do wonder if you only do the $3 tier, if that still lets you get in there. But in any case, or if you just go for free. I wonder if the group chat is available if you are just a free member. Let me know, I'm curious. Because you can technically like follow me on Patreon without paying. It just means you won't have access to like all the content. And somebody else did point out, I'm very excited now, only $100 from Sheep Incorporated, the Mountain High Neck. I might be buying that this winter. I might be rocking that sweater, man. I love that sweater, so thank you so much. $95, that ain't bad. And there's a variation here too. Not honestly, like the red one, the green one. I like that a lot. So, and people have been finding all the clothing that Lestat's been wearing as well. So Jean-Paul Gaultier, which I'm sure those aren't cheap outfits, but there's Saint Laurent, that one's sold out. But I'm sure a lot of these outfits are quite expensive, but you can get them. High fashion over here. Anyway, all that to say, I cannot express my gratitude enough for every time that I'm worried about the content that I'm making. And it's not, I'm not trying to like sit here and like put myself on the cross and like garner sympathy and support or anything. I'm just being real about my own mental state and then the journey that I go on. But man, oh man, this community, especially with this season so far, like 98, 99%, so positive. Thank you for making this experience like even better, just in terms of watching the show, enjoying it. I'm so grateful to have a community as wonderful as you folks out there, guys, gals, theys, he, she's, etc., everybody out there that like is so supportive, not only for me but for each other, understanding, open to discussion and talking, and more importantly, for anything that I miss in these shows. It used to be, back when I watched shows just by myself, that I'd watch it and if I missed something, then oops, maybe I'll see an internet forum about it later on. But the tips, the trivia, the answers to my questions that don't spoil anything, by the way, the added context that everybody's been able to add for me and my experience, and the gaps and blanks being filled in, whether I'm missing something in a given episode, etc., have just made it so that I feel like I'm genuinely not just watching but absorbing and understanding the show to the nth degree. And especially being 3 seasons in, even more so now. I feel like that once I get at least a season into a show or a few episodes, I start to get into the heads of characters, fickle motivations and truths though they may be out there. I understand like more and more about what I'm seeing and what's going on. So I'm very grateful for the assistance in curating my experience. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you are watching these on Patreon, thank you so much for the additional layer of love and support. As always, it means the absolute world to me. If you've thought about joining but have not done so already, now is always a good time. You will get early access to these episodes, specifically about a day or two in advance. But of course, the Patreon episodes are full, uncut, uncensored reactions with HD video accompaniment. And also, obviously, you get access to my entire content backlog and library, which, as I always say, includes access to all previous 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire, all other series that I've done, Patreon exclusive shows, couples commentary, and on the higher tier, access to my live movie watch parties, which become movie commentary VODs afterwards. But of course, don't get me wrong, if you are just on YouTube, it's still, excuse me, more than enough. I appreciate it. All I ask is you like the video, comment down below for the almighty algorithm gods, and most importantly, I want you to love me enough to subscribe to me. If it behooves you, please do. So I'd appreciate that. But all right, musical earworms aside, clarification aside, all this aside, one other comment I remember seeing somewhere in there was someone saying, because I came around to Lestat in the last episode insofar as I said Lestat, like the good, the bad, and the ugly for all of it. He might embellish, but he tells the truth. And somebody was like, no, Lestat does still lie. I feel like it's more lying through omission. I'm not trying to say he like doesn't lie at all, but it reminded me that I got to be careful that to take other commenters and everybody's opinions into consideration, and definitely use it to kind of get a gauge on things. But I really need to be careful to not, I don't want other people to like color my opinion and my interpretation, and I usually don't let that happen too much. So rest assured that regardless of all the other input that I receive, points of clarification or other perspectives, I still try to maintain like what my thought process is like throughout the show going forward. So anyway, without further ado, Vampire Lestat season. Oh, and lastly, the giveaway is still going on, by the way. I forgot to say it in the last episode. If you haven't already, if you want to, do you want to win a free copy of season 3 when it ends, either physically or digitally? Do you want a free copy? I'm not shitting you. It's a free copy. If you want to win, help a guy out. Help a guy out. If you go to my Instagram at MovieMan101Pro, I did have an influx of followers, so thank you very much for the support there. If you go over to Instagram, there's a post only a few posts ago, Vampire Lestat themed. Like that post and make sure you're following. Like it, make sure you're following, and I will be doing a giveaway at the end of the season, in the season 3 finale of Vampire Lestat, where I will do I'll queue up the raffle random number generator between 1 and however many people, and I will give away a copy. Honestly, if my sub count keeps shooting up the way that it is, and Patreon too, I can allocate some more funds. I might just give away 2 or 3 copies of the whole season, quite frankly, as a thank you. I don't mind blowing, $100 or so on you guys and gals if that's the case, but it'll be your choice, of course, as to what format you receive the season copy, and most people opt for physical media, goated. So yeah, like the post on Instagram, make sure you're following me. You can even unfollow later if you really want to, but yeah, doing that will enter you in a chance to win a copy of the show for free by me, because I really want to like keep on giving back, and I love doing giveaways to like give something back to the community in general. So keep that in mind. But without further ado, Vampire Lestat season 3 episode 4, or The Devil's Road, which is the tied with Toledo for the shortest episode of the show so far.
All rockers sing about the road.
Oh, sure.
It's practically preordained. Seeger turned the page, Brown loaded out, John Bond played for keeps because he had too many doubts. I mean, that's not the lyric, but was a better guitarist than Richie Sambora. There, I said it, so
Can't comment, I'm not familiar enough with music.
I'm rambling a bit here. What am I trying to say?
Of all times to finally acknowledge when he's rambling, and it's right now. Like, well, maybe he has acknowledged it before, but like, it's just funny to me how it's like, I'm rambling here. It's like, oh yeah, just here.
The road can be concussive, but it doesn't make them conclusive. It can grind you down.
Oh, hang on. Well, I guess we knew he was bi, didn't we? Because he wanted to have sex with Lestat, right? But he likes it when they watch, huh? Little voyeur.
Doesn't make them conclusive.
Is Salamander a switch, or is he a power bottom? Hey, look, Salamander still gets some though. Good for him.
It can grind you down or deliver you home. And which would it be for our marginal mystery tour, bosom of the nifty 50 United States? Digitally, there was some optimism as somewhere between the P. Diddler and Chipotle's new Adobe.
Chipotle? Shut the... Lestat, come on. Are you just... Is he doing that ironically? Is it like, oh yes, I went to Target after work for some supplies and all that. We'll go to Walmart afterwards. Does he legitimately call it Chipotle? Shut the fuck up. With their adobo ranch. Somewhere online between the Chipotle ranch and the... Oh my god. And the P. Diddles.
Mystery tour back...
I'll stop talking about P. Diddy.
In the bosom of the nifty 50 United States. Digitally, there was some optimism as somewhere between the
P. Diddler.
The P. Diddler and Chipotle's new adobo ranch.
Chipotle. Or perhaps it's just one of those things where he doesn't respect the franchise enough to call it by its proper name, so he just refers to it in a condescending way, such as Chipotle. But yeah, Vampire Lestat's trending. Oh shit.
Cell phone footage of yours truly went viral as both irrefutable proof of the cloud gift and deepfake Antichrist.
But, I mean... Oh, I see. I guess that is one point I didn't realize. I glossed over it because I thought, like, he would float at most of his shows and people just assumed it was wires. So I guess in previous shows you could more clearly see the wires. But with this, it's like, I don't see anything. Bro's just levitating.
More red meat for red eat.
Red eat.
Appearance of the vampire Sophia.
I'm sorry, what was that? You made a terrible mistake. What? You made a terrible mistake. This titty bar? This tiki bar is full of wonders. Where'd you go? Where did you go? Oh no, see, whenever it suits her, right? She wasn't getting what she wanted from, her dear creator and son, so she's going to seek the other flights of fancy, I assume.
I would later find out the hits were predominantly bots, paid for out of the Talamasca discretionary.
Oh my god. Interesting. So Talamasca wants Lestat to go viral. I feel like they're just like, I feel like sometimes Raglan James is just trying to like stoke the fire, fan the flames a little bit, where he's like, because I'm sure as far as Raglan's concerned, what did Lestat do with his bombastic tour and word started spreading, lands in Detroit, literally Fane Gain reveals themselves and Talamasca is able to like spot them and kind of track them, and then using Louis to track them back to their HQ, dispose of them because they were like a violent and they were killing people and they were an issue. So it's curious, but like I could see Raglan using the vampire Lestat in his band as a way of like getting other vampires to come out of hiding, or at least the ones that have more violent tendencies, and using Lestat as a means to an end. That's what makes sense to me, which he says he doesn't find out till later, but it makes sense that Talamasca would allocate resources to literally buy bots to like send more views, followers, comments to boost, and like the more people that hear about Lestat and this like, oh, alleged self-proclaimed vampire, and then find out more about that, would like draw others out of hiding for sure.
Should your privileged purse strings become interested in pursuing the actual truth, look no further than that watchful order and the river of discreet money flowing in. Nonetheless, I was in my grand brat phase. Road ahead.
I honestly, all the more reason I eventually want to watch this video over here, the Scalpels of interview with the vampire Lestat with Autumn Brown. I'd love to hear. I am going to watch this at some point. I do want to hear from all the editors, because as someone who I've also been editing for for almost all of my adult life. Actually, no, I've been editing videos for all of my adult life. I'm by no means a professional, but I get how editing works, and I can, I don't have a ton of skill, but I have an appreciation for it when it's done well. When I look at like, oh, I'd love to work on films, right? Sure, I would, but the perspective headache of like all these little cuts here when you're looking at a show that's edited like this, and it's like quick, and it's not like sloppily cut. It's all done well, and it's in service of the narrative and the frenetic, chaotic nature of his mind in the show and his recollections and all that. But can you imagine the sheer amount of like files and data in terms of like, all right, here's the shot. This is going to be a 2-second shot of Lestat looking out longingly through the window, and action. And then it's like, all right, cut. And then you have thousands, tens of thousands, all these like clips that you have to like then label and categorize, and then try to take those clips, and then like the scalpels of the show do, they go in and they have to rearrange and order and cut and splice, and like it's the work of an editor cannot be overstated. Yeah, right, it cannot be overstated. Like it's just making a show like this in general, but I always think even just that one facet of it, editing like this, like the work that goes in, like it's easy enough to, like most ABC, NBC, CBS dramas, point, shoot, get a scene, boom, upload it just as it is. A multi-camera setup, quick cuts between characters and all that for dialogue, and then boom, you have your show. But like when someone really has like editing and blocking and cinematography, just the effort that goes into productions of like this scale, like even with like the limited budget they have, the use they're able to make of it is just astounding to me. That's why part of why I'm so much more forgiving with media and my reviews of media, especially in movies, than I used to be. Like it's so easy to say, oh, I didn't like the story, that was poo poo caca, but it's like even a bad movie, like you know how much it takes to make a movie. Like, I don't get me wrong, there's still some dog water films out there that are a waste of space, period. But I mean, I even with like the below average stuff, there's always something to be gleamed, and in that case, it's like the effort that goes into production. Now, I've looked up every time because I didn't know where Toledo was. The Devil's Road. Where is the Devil's Road? The Devil's Road. Is that a place in the U.S.? Okay, so instead of being in a city, we're just on the road in this episode. The Devil's Road or Devil's Highway in the U.S. usually refers to U.S. Route 491, formerly Route 666. Oh, damn. I wish it was still Route 666, which spans New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah. There are also 2 other notable roads with this exact same nickname. The Haunted Highway, formerly Route 666. The Historic Desert Trail, El Camino del Diablo. The local paranormal legend of Cosart Road. Well, it sounds like it's probably the Haunted Highway. So this episode, we might not even be. It sounds like we're going to be in between cities on the road, perhaps. Then. Oh, good lord! Quick, throw all the drugs away. Get rid of them. So much cocaine. Can I eat this one? And the toilet itself had like so much other like debris and human bodily fluids in there. Jesus Christ, Al. What are you doing? Oh my god. Everybody act natural. I'll watch them be fans though. Is that a drug dog?
165.
71 and a 65. Going about 5 over, huh, buddy? Oh boy. Yeah, all you gotta do is just do the mind trick on him, right?
Bull right there.
That's
The exercises is
That's cocaine. Lestat doesn't care.
For the body cam.
Oh, the body cam, democracy's compact mirror. Which is
Oh.
powdered makeup.
Delilah doesn't bark at makeup.
I was gonna say I'm curious to see how the show's gonna handle police, right? So let's find out. Invite him to the party.
Take a seat.
Well, there you go. Yeah, the mind gift. There you go.
Delilah was right.
It is cocaine. We are a rock band, and we need it to do our job properly.
Drugs, you know.
Just as you need your firearm and your expansive interpretation of the Fourth Amendment to do your job properly.
Lestat.
There you go.
I stole it from her. She is a very good lawyer.
One of the most difficult jobs in our society.
And I can only imagine how that affects your judgment.
If it were up to me, I would not allow anybody who puts on the uniform to work more than 35 hours a week. This arrest would go poorly. Blood tests that you would administer on me would be weird. And your precinct would be put in harm's way. Standing, ready to do violence on our behalf. Officer Galugli took a week off.
Galugly.
For the first time, maybe she could be a vampire.
Oh lord.
Brother could have been there, and on a computer hard drive in a public library somewhere in the eastern seaboard, a manifesto waited patiently.
A manifesto waited patiently. Somewhere on a computer hard drive on the eastern seaboard, a manifesto waited patiently. Interesting. Yeah, well, I'm glad that, so a little bit of takedown of police, a little bit there, where it's like liberal use of the Fourth Amendment, the firearm that you feel like you need, like that you need to do your job properly. But like whether it was sarcasm or not, a little bit of compassion in there, insofar as if it were up to me, you wouldn't work more than 35 hours a week. Like kind of being like, oh, you know, you have a lot to do, and probably working too much like might also impair your judgment. I don't know. I'm lucky enough to, this is a very complicated topic to get into, but I'm lucky enough where thanks to my privilege, I've never like had any direct well, I've gotten in trouble with the law once, but that was technically my fault, and I dealt with it less than 24 hours later. So it's nothing too serious. It was just the state not informing me properly of something I was supposed to pay and take care of, and I thought that I did, and I didn't, and it came back to bite me 2 years later in the ass in a pretty rough way when I was traveling outside of the state. So that was kind of rough. Nothing too bad. It had to do with my car and licenses and all that, and luckily I made bail. So but it's I'm okay. But I know but I've seen plenty of body cam footage, even recently, Jesus, where it's just like nothing I can't stand more than a power tripper. And whether it's the case of the stolen Legos in American Fork, or whether it's whether it's the case of the allegedly stolen Legos, don't come after me, or the case of the that recent dog that was killed in New York, etc., etc. I do think that there's a lot of issues with our American justice and legal system, but that's a topic to get into later. I'm rambling now, but Yeah, I knew he was going to use the mind gift for sure. But more importantly, as it relates to the show, notice how at first when the bus like heard about like everybody but Christine learned the truth about Lestat being a vampire and all that. No, like they were very first like scared, worried, standoffish. Are we in peril or whatever? But now we're getting comfortable. Now they realize, oh, things are still happening like they've always been happening. We're touring. Plus, they're right. It's interesting how their opinions have changed now that they're riding the high of, oh, we're trending. Oh, we're popular. People like want to come to our shows and want to hear and see us. Oh, and a police officer showed up, and clearly this would have been a terrible arrest and would have been possibly even career ending. But we have a fucking vampire on the bus who can use the mind gift and get us out of trouble and take the body cam away and make sure that we can keep on doing whatever illegal activities we want to and have a good time. Like he even said right there, TC thought, hell, I could be a vampire. This could be a great time, the dark gift. Like it's interesting how they had their moral principles at first and they were like, this is wrong, you kill people, what's going on? Hell, Alex even like walked away and he is still gone. He is still not on the bus anymore. But now that they're having fun and they're growing in popularity and Lestat's able to use his powers to keep them out of legal trouble and, you know, also out of harm's way or potential harm's way. Now everybody's copacetic. They're having a good time. It's just worth noting. So Vampire Lestat's low-key trending. Trooper pulled them over. But Lestat used mind gift because of course he did. But then also very telling to get inside their heads. TC thought she could be a vampire. And then, what was his name again? I want to go for my notes before hearing him say it again. But, Larry. Yeah, Larry wished, like, oh, I wish my brother was here to see this. Your brother's in AA right now.
Ready to do violence on our behalf. Oh my God. Officer Galugale took a week off.
Hell of a name.
Library somewhere in the eastern seaboard.
But what does that mean? Worth making a note, I suppose. What do you mean? A computer hard drive in a public library. A computer hard drive in a public library somewhere on the eastern seaboard was a manifesto that patiently waited. Is he saying that's related to this encounter right here, or is he just stating that like that's also something that's currently occurring in universe?
Hurtling towards end times.
Or is it there you go. Didn't know if it was a metaphor or not. Also, the diner, which I assume is this is the same diner where Regina is working, but how very gentrified. Dude, if I had $1 for every time that a restaurant popped up with a name like that, Brick and Bacon, like just these gentrified food concepts. Like Nashville has Milk and Honey is one of the big ones, or I don't know, a bunch of different places, but it's just funny. It's just the arbitrary names. You want to head to the club afterwards? We can head to that bar, Stool, you know, like.
On the Devil's Road, these liminal spaces have no name, for the occupants are not aware they need rest.
Anything to drink?
Louis Dulac or Thomas Pitt.
Does she have different accents there? Is that what Louis is envisioning? Why does she have different accents? From like the actress's normal speaking voice to like the what can I get you?
Louis Dulac or Thomas Pitt or he who licenses and franchises the night was more feared.
I love his little snarky asides, dude. Like I said before, that's like one of the main Gold Diggers of Broadway, LOL. That's one of the main ways that I relate to Lestat, just all the little sarcastic asides. Louis Dupont Dulac or Thomas Pitt or he who franchises and licenses the night is a great line, by the way. So snarky.
And he could do his business wherever he wanted. And being in the same space with her was satisfying in a way the destruction of the vampire Bruce was not.
Yeah, I told you.
We all did that year.
Best thing to do with our burgers.
We all did that year. All of us told ourselves we're in control, but no, we operate at the behest of our desires. And does that make us who we are? Like, are we just, oh God, I don't want to get too metaphysical about it. I'm going to continue.
Till the grease is all soaked, bread's all wet.
I'm getting to it.
Okay, well, chef gets all aggy when plates come back untouched.
So she is just naturally British then, but he hears her speak like Claudia sometimes. Oh, I'd fuck up a burger right now. You kidding me? I hope we get barbecue.
No, you know you shouldn't eat here.
But this isn't really good for him, and that even in the After Dark, Louis and Claudia, I think, both acknowledge that the dynamic is kind of weird in this case. I mean, nothing wrong with a guy frequenting a diner, but at the same time, it's like he's coming here because this girl, whether this girl actually looks exactly like Claudia, excuse me, or not, remains to be seen. Something tells me this is just how he sees this gal, and then sometimes how he hears her. But I mean, the reason why he's coming here is not like the healthiest. I mean, I guess if he keeps it professional, maybe it won't be a big deal. Like, oh, she's here, she reminds me of her, I can just hang out here sometimes.
Homerton?
Oh.
What do you know about East?
I got a place in Marylebone.
Get Hackney off the tube map, did ya? You ever even step foot in Zone 2?
That's mine.
Get mine till I give it to ya.
Oh, sassy, sassy.
Burn your mouth, you eat it now.
What you doing in Brooklyn?
She working to help pay for like an acting career or something?
Marley Bone with your cashmere sweatsuit.
Ooh.
You a student?
Clocked.
I'm a waitress.
It's the
My
one of
ass ain't
those,
on the
right? Or is it that?
Oh, no, you got me wrong. I'm, spoken for.
Oh, you're gay.
Gay.
Burn my ass up.
No, stop. Burn my ass up. You're gay. Bro, I gotta clip that too. Gay. Come on with these, dude, the writing.
No, you got me wrong. I'm, spoken for.
Oh, you're gay.
You're gay.
Gay.
Burn my ass up, you're gay. You order burgers, you don't like burgers. You're a riddle, Thomas Pitt. Or just cheap rich.
Got him. Your cashmere sweaters.
It's like essentially like a middle school cheer with the big crowd.
Did she just send back a blank text? Oh, it's almost worse than it's like worse than sending back nothing.
Claps on the rolling for the back beat.
My little pizza vampire.
From the verse?
No, from the chorus.
Oh, Salamander's writing?
Big bus!
Talking to Alex in the back there. You say big bus is the lyric. Do they have a gumball machine with Cheeto Puffs in it? Dude, I kind of want to hang out on this bus. You kidding me? Dude, get on there, have some drinks, do a couple lines, just start fucking just chilling, writing music or whatever. I'm no musician, but man, that'd be a crazy fun time. Maybe. Debaucherous for sure, but like, what's an orgy here or there amongst friends, right? Although I guess, wouldn't be involved with Lestat directly, but I don't know, maybe Sal and I could have a good time.
Drink a little cup, a big bus. You better watch out. He is hungry and his name is Lestat. It'll rhyme better.
Oh no.
Gas and gear and sharing
Oh, we like la 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 la. BBG's in the choruses. Literally, they're like the 1, 7, 3, 4.
The verses with the naming.
Oh, I'll make you wait for it though.
I like how he's not just shutting down their ideas, even though there's some that are like of questionable quality and all that. I say as an outsider, but I like how he's genuinely like listening to their pitches and then adding in notes and advice where it'd be relevant and all that. Like they're actually like workshopping together. They're like you said before, they're actually like functioning as a band wholeheartedly. They just need to get Alex back, honestly.
Sony, Warner.
Four body.
Who?
Fixed barrel, reload high, the Bethany. I like offers. He doesn't like the
Okay.
Bethany. Show us your tits!
They're getting shitting you die. Oh dear. So they're getting offers that are like that waistline, that body. I mean, they're getting offers from record like labels and producers and all of that. That's also reassuring.
What does the vampire messiah owe the world?
A full handbag and a lie told well.
Where's Sophia?
Playful
No
handbag.
idea.
The line, he's been glum ever since you rolled the pony and Christine stuck him in that Chevy Malibu.
LOL. Where'd you go? East. What's east? Oh, she's actually responding now. Yeah, she flew the coop because you weren't giving her what she wanted. You came to you in a vulnerable moment because she thought she could have some fun, and that fell through. So now she's vamoose the caboose.
Why don't you just use the mind gift?
Telepathy takes energy, as you know, Dan and I say.
Back soon.
Massachusetts.
Worcester.
Worcester.
Is soon I'll rejoin you in Albany, or is it the other kind of soon? Oh, like in 20 years? Worcester? Oh Lord, Worcester sauce? Worcestershire? Is that so? We're headed to Massive Huge Tits next.
Worcester.
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Ridiculous. Oh, look!
Is this I just realized it's a double-decker bus, isn't it? There's like an upper floor to all this. I was like, how are they driving forward, but they're at like the window? But I just realized it's like a double-layered. But see, the stuff that I noticed versus the stuff that I miss. I'm having my lawn scorched in Bar Harbor. I'm in a laser salon run by Micmac. Is that how you say that? So she's having her bush shaved off? What happened to bringing the bush back?
She's getting her twat lasered by a Mi'kmaq in Bar Harbor.
It's McMaw.
McMaw?
Mac is the whole people.
Huh,
Oh, polite correction. Look at that. Polite correction and received. Offer up a distracting detail to avoid an answer. In Albany.
We're good. She's gonna meet us in Albany. Slappy thirds for the vampire Bourdain.
Bourdain. Ha! He finally said it! Somebody acknowledged it! Anthony the Vampire Bourdain. Here at the Waffle House, the home of America's finest of cuisines. I've always said that Daniel Malloy reminds me of Anthony Bourdain. Hell yeah, the Vampire Bourdain's a pretty good line drop.
You getting this?
We're good. We're good. She's gonna meet us in Albany. Slappy thirds for the vampire Bourdain.
Let's...
As he looks towards the camera, no less, just like eating it up. Are we going to give something good on camera is the question. Is Daniel going to get his fix? Or are we going to go down the dangerous road with Rumspring and Malloy?
Why, let the past stay in the past. I welcome the dead.
Dear old mom.
The failures?
Left to tell, I'm afraid. She took like Nikki did.
A great love.
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 Ooh, yikes.
We left the theater to your maker and stole away, but...
Wait, he even said it right there. She took like Nikki did. A great... Like, is Nikki talking about himself right there? See, that's what I was talking about last episode. Like, a great love, not your first love, though. So does that mean the first love was Gabriella or somebody else?
She took like Nikki did.
Oh, wait. Or is he talking about Gabriella? Gabriella's a great love and not your first love. And he's saying Nikki was, in fact, his first
Great love. Not your first love.
Yeah, not like me, not like Nikki.
She stopped talking almost immediately.
Once we're there, wherever there is, we are fallen French nobles
A lesser family.
who escaped the guillotine by fleeing to
The Dutch Republic.
We can be whoever we
That was the dream, right?
skittish letter carriers one night and dashing highwaymen the next.
We forgot one thing. The coffin strapped to it.
Oh,
People will be curious.
We'll have to kill them.
just as simple as that, hmm?
No, I know. Was bored to death by our tart nephew Armand.
Oh, Lord.
And what of the other coffin, madame?
Marius Romanus. So interesting how she says... So I guess she learned about Armand's origin story as well. Because Marius de Manos, that was Armand's maker. But that was a story that we learned as Armand was telling Louis back at the art gallery in Paris. But I assume that at some point he probably told Lestat. So he either told Gabriella too, or more likely told Lestat, and then Lestat told Gabriella. Like, she learned one way or another, if she's like literally name dropping him in this like reference for comedy's sake.
As a vampire, she was remote. She could not function.
By...
I had to carry her to coffin.
She used the last of her energies to write me a note.
Well, that's the story he's telling. And whether that's the truth or not, yeah, it's not the truth then. So yeah, Lestat is effectively lying right now. She would not hunt, which is definitely not the case, because she has no problem killing people, or the idea of it. Although at this point she has. I was going to say, has she? Obviously she has. They massacred the UNCUT household. At least those that were home anyway. Mama's dead. She won't hunt. So yeah, just feeding Daniel like false information right now.
Leave me in a clearing, leave me to the day. Always did what my mother asked.
A mama's boy.
And now Nikki has moved literally. All right, so interesting. So I like this. So I wanted us to get more Nikki, and we are getting more Nikki. Now, not through direct flashbacks, but the very fact that, like, similar to how Louis had Dreamstat, now Lestat has, like, what do you call that? Like, dream ick. He's got the dream ick. No, but having Nikki here in the present, similar to how Magnus was not Magnus, I'm sorry. Similar to how... No, it was Magnus, yes? I was thinking of... So, there's Marius de Romanos, and then there's Magnus. Magnus is Lestat's maker. clarification in the old Conquer. So similar to how Magnus was showing up in Lestat, the back of Lestat's car, and showing up in the present as a haunting visual memory that he eventually kind of expelled when he found was feeling himself on stage and letting go of certain parts of his trauma after processing and perhaps accepting, maybe speculation. Now Nikki's here, and now Nikki is still a part of his trauma that he has not processed properly, because he talked about Nikki to Daniel directly in the last episode, but hasn't really Nikki is still Nikki is a memory that has now resurfaced, as Lestat is forced to, through the music that he is making and writing and performing, and through these conversations that Daniel's initiating, these interviews and all that. Whether he likes it or not, Lestat is having to face elements of his past, and ergo that's why we're also now seeing Nikki crop back up. So we have literally this first there's a metaphorical manifestation via, as he recalls what happened to Nikki and actually tells Daniel the full unfiltered truth. He then, the rush of emotions and the overwhelming sadness that crept in on just even speaking and thinking about Nikki's demise at the end, and the unfortunate the descent of Nicolas d'Enfant. But now, because he has resurfaced in his mind and he is present, and one of Lestat's many demons basically that kind of haunt him, these ghosts of his past, now that he's talking about him and kind of let him back in, he is now, instead of Louis in the audience or anybody else, Nikki's like the old paramour that's now resurfaced that he has not fully processed and let go. So now that is the dream ick, the dream Nikki that is now showing up, and as we see, even getting closer and closer to Lestat. I like that though. Well, what was that? A random bit of shore right there. Interesting. That's not an accident right there. I like that. So now I'm gonna say, I'm calling him Dream Ick, but that's also, I'm not trying to be mean, by the way. I'm just going by the dream stat. But it's basically like Dream Ick. Nikki is presenting, or I guess manifesting, in Lestat's mind. But of course, Lestat's the only one that can see him. A mama's boy. Interesting. Okay, it's the past. He says mama's boy, and Lestat immediately gets a flash to a shipwreck. A shipwreck with a bunch of cargo, I presume, that is washed ashore in its wake. And on the shore over there, I see a bit of a structure there. Now, what is that structure? Where are we? Who's to say? But mama's boy is what made him think about this. So there's a ship and a coast, a shipwreck.
Are you close to your mother, Farid?
Obfuscation. Misdirection. Not obfuscation, that's deflecting.
When she died?
I was on a plane.
And where were you when your daddy killed you on an airplane, Dan? On your way to see your daughters? Your Alice?
Turn it back around on him.
Or just your book agent?
Try to. Ooh. Dude, Daniel went from the curiosity and the headstrong report, the bright young reporter with a point of view, and now like even Lestat said after the little trick he pulled back there, even after sharing that intensely emotional oh no, well Alex is back, but is he alone? But after sharing that moment with Daniel, even if Lestat viewed it one way, Daniel, he even said Daniel started to develop a resentment, a deep-seated hatred for Lestat pulling that trick when Daniel was trying to get his scoop and his fix. And now look who is back, but Alex shows back up. Question is, will Armando be in tow, and will Armand and Danny Boy Malloy from Sprina over here have a conversation?
Hey, singer. Are you gonna stop bitching now?
You were missed.
The piece of shit brothers are back.
The piece of shit brothers are back.
Album 37.
And we get to see Daniel bowling.
A.
Yeah. As we found out, Rosenthal, these are famous bowlers, so it's like Kobe. Gotta have your hobbies. Now when's Armand gonna roll up? The aforementioned moment where everybody else disappears, the rest of the world fades away, and I can feel him. But this time, he might actually be here. My maker.
Hello, Daniel.
Well, shit. Just talking to him in his mind?
It's me.
Is he projecting or is he actually here? I like that everything's muffled, even the pins, everything. The world, literally, the world around disappears. Everything about it, like, fades away. And he can't help but just only hear and see Armand.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, Lord.
Only imagine your anger.
Stop! Turn around. Walk in the opposite direction until you're halfway around the world. Once there, find a radioactive storage facility, and as is your way, asshole your way inside and see if the workers there'll give you a couple of spent fuel rods to suck on, and your falls off. After that, lose my number. After that, off.
Damn.
I have been enduring intense conversation with myself. As part of this journey, I wish to read you something I have written from the deepest regions of my soul.
Does that mean that... I'm so curious. Is he actually rueful of his actions and his history and his past? Again, like, everybody's like, Armand was in AA. Was he actually there to seek like counsel, to seek help? But the odds of him being at the same AA that was on Lestat's tour, the same AA meeting where Alex just so happened to be, it felt like too much of a coincidence to me to be like altruistic, like intentions for self-improvement. But I've written something out for you that I want to tell you.
Dear Daniel, of all things that walk the garden, it is you I have done the most harm to, and it is to you I owe amends.
Is it him he's done the most harm to? You for real right now?
Are you doing the steps?
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Daniel would know.
Wait a minute, what group would have you?
I know this.
Oh, he's trying to apologize for his actions back in San Francisco as well, huh? What group would have you? The pseudo-logia pensioner fuckboys for sobriety?
I owe amends.
Are you doing the steps? Oh my God.
And Daniel's not gonna be receptive to this. He's fucking steamed at you, dude.
No, when we first met...
Wait. Stop. Let me try. Hey, son. Dad here. Sorry about the deadbeat, no child support.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, and one more thing. You're not going to get any of my special vamp skills because my blood sucks. And, oh, by the way, I'm a friendless bottom twink sociopath.
Jesus Christ. I'm a friendless bottom twink sociopath. God damn. I'm trying to read him over here. Yeah, so he's also but based on what he's saying right there, he seems he's also salty for being turned, and then his maker like just left, like didn't help or guide him or didn't teach him anything, just literally like turned him deadbeat dad style, just went for milk and cigarettes and then never came back.
Sorry about Dubai. Sorry about San Francisco. And hey, the 2 divorces, the blackout years at Knight Ridder.
So wait, now the question is here, he's referring to the past on all this. Is he also blaming... Interesting. He's also... Like, I feel like he's projecting a little bit, though, because I feel like he's blaming Armand a bit for his life from San Francisco to, like even the turning at that point. Like, you fucked me up in the head back in San Fran, and I've never been the same since, and my life has been... That's curious. Like, now I feel like it's a little bit of projection, but perhaps I'm wrong about that. But it's curious that he's referring to more than just what's happened, like, in and since Dubai. Well, I shouldn't say curious. It makes sense he would also refer to San Fran.
Big time sorry about every second in your life in between. The 2 divorces, the year listening to Fish. Yeah, that's all on me.
The year listening to Fish. What's wrong with Fish? I don't know Fish songs.
I'm really sorry about that, Danny. It was my job to put you out of your misery.
What's funny is that, interesting. What's funny is that of all people, for him to throw all these, like, obscure old pop culture references at, I think Armand, as we've discussed, and as I've come around to realizing as a purveyor of the arts, I feel like all these references, Armand would be like, I understood that one, and that one too. I get what he's saying right now. It still hurts, but I understand all his references.
Well, what can I say? I'm just a 500-year-old...
Is he mad that he didn't finish the job? Is he curious? Is he upset with him for not killing him back then? For not getting him to go through with it and like be drained and accept death? Is he upset because he didn't die in San Francisco? Curious. It was my job to put you out of your misery. which again speaks to like, I had a whole conversation about that in Don't Be Afraid to Start the Tape, where I said that I really thought it was very despicable what Armand was doing, which was to like stoke the fires of suicidal ideation that like might have been nesting somewhere in younger Daniel Malloy, and his doubts and his like fears and his reservations about life and his nihilistic the nihilistic parts of his outlook, etc., etc. There was still some hope that like in the moment Daniel's crying and scared and sad and clinging to the ideologies and the notions of like what his life could amount to. I'm a bright young reporter with a point of view. I want to live, man. I still have so much I could do, and I'm enjoying my life and all this. And Armand was trying to clean up a loose end and was saying, but just think about it. One day you'll be at a stoplight, light will turn green. You'll just be standing there or just sitting there in your car. And think about, the dead end life of you winding up in a cubicle or like in an off. I'm paraphrasing here severely, but just Armand basically trying to goad him into, it's okay, accept death. Life wouldn't have amounted to much anyway. Just, spinning around a cocktail of drugs and regret and just like sexual promiscuity and the pointlessness of life. Accept it all and let it all go. Then of course Louis comes in and is like, no, he'll serve it. He'll keep him alive. As your matra, I demand it. But also his reasoning was like, he'll serve as a symbol for our enduring relationship. But it's curious now hearing Daniel say this now in the present, where in the past he was terrified and scared and like he didn't want to let go. But now we are in the present and Daniel's saying, you didn't finish the job. It was your job to put me out of my misery. I'm sorry that I didn't do that. You were supposed to kill me back then. Instead, you didn't. And I lived a life that still had regrets and pain and suffering. And then the cherry on the fucking cake, I remember it all, and then you turn me, and then you leave again. So twice in life, you've metaphorically, damn, not even gonna hear him out. Armand over here trying to make amends, but that's curious. Armand shows up, goes directly to Daniel, and is trying to give him an apology of all people. I am so curious. So is he actually going? So does that mean that Armand was it just like a coincidence? It just seems a bit far-fetched, but like Armand is going to AA because he has like certain addictions in his life, and he recognizes that perhaps what happened in Dubai was really his come to Jesus moment. It was his moment of like reckoning, and perhaps Armand. This is just me playing like devil's advocate for the devil's minion. But I know it's probably not the right label here, but maybe, frankly, maybe Armand is like has regrets and is rueful, and is after what's happened most recently, it's put things in perspective, and it's like kind of given him some more to think about, and he's reevaluated his life and his actions. And so perhaps in doing so, he has like sought out help in groups or maybe professionally or otherwise, who fucking knows, and is genuinely trying to make amends, or perhaps he's trying to make nice with Daniel to get closer to Lestat. Who knows? The man that was obsessed and in love with Lestat way back in the day, and who was pining after him. I can't imagine there'd be any sort of I can never imagine someone like Armand would be trying to engage in some type of nefarious machinations in any effort to get closer to the man that he once loved. I couldn't see him doing that, just can't quite see someone of his character and upstanding moral values to really kind of stoop to that kind of it's a little bit hard pressed. Oh, Louis doom scrolling and seeing Lestat like getting like more and more popular. Oh,
You're like the 566th richest man in the world according to Wealth Aggregator. Says Marley Bone, all pussyfoot humble. Ceiling tiles fell off the ceiling in my flat, and like mice fell out.
Lucky as mice, not rats.
And wires fell dangling down in the living.
Oh, what a interesting little kind of connection there. Again, Claudia, rats, just a little bit, but.
Mod hopes for New York, but so far it's been like 6 flatmates and 1 toilet, and it's like, do I take my tampon out in front of the podcaster? Been with us since Tuesday. Me wallpaper.
I got a mixed set of holdings.
And I got a mixed set of punters, but you're the only one watching me like I'm Netflix.
I like her character. Very interesting so far. I like that they're able to get Delaney involved in this degree. But again, this is the... yeah, she's an interesting character. I like how they're actually making this other character who is clearly not Claudia. It's Regina here, this gal who works at a diner. But no, she's got like... we're developing her a little bit insofar as she has her own life. And she's clocked Louis and is like, you keep hanging out around here. You keep like... staring hard at me. Something's up with you. I googled you. I know who you are. So why are you so obsessed with me?
Oh, if I'm bothering you,
Regina!
it's just you've been helping me at a lonely hour, and I don't want to put this on you.
Sure you do. Right there. In your drawer. I remind you of your sis.
Oh shit.
We gotta do something about your mice problem. Let's talk about that.
Oh Lord.
Herself at school and you found her with her legs all stiff.
In a million guesses, you would not guess.
She's right now she's being extremely forward, and she pretty much dude, she, as the kids would say, she is clocking his tea. Like she cringe, I know, but she is. She like, what do I remind you of your sister? He's like, ooh, I mean, yeah, an amount of speaking, yes. Like immediately tips like, what was that, 500 schmackos right there.
You're asking?
I'm asking.
Hey, look, she's being straight up and upfront and forward with you. So just, yeah, you remind me of somebody I cared about and lost, and seeing you makes me think of her. Like this isn't gonna make her feel weird. She strikes me as that type of gal that would, like, all things considered, would take that in stride. She already clocked it, and instead of like calling the police or trying to avoid you, she's just like, no, what's up? What's the deal? What's up?
Regina!
You know this book?
Oh, is he just gonna like come all out with it?
Seen it, I think. Horror book.
No. It's real.
You're a vampire. That's thou shalt not reveal thyself to a mortal, Louis. Have we learned nothing? Will there be another trial? No, but like this is, I mean, he's being remarkably honest, but perhaps because he's lived a life of interesting. Perhaps because he's lived his life for so many years with rehearsed narratives and obfuscation and subterfuge, he's tired of the lies and tired of deception. And he's like, you want to know why I'm here? I'll fucking tell you.
Girl in it?
What happened to her?
Sorry.
Oh, he started to. Couldn't quite go through with it. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Will we hear the church bells over their wine-drunk hearts echoing off the walls?
Flashback.
You lost your monk's teachings, master.
Beneficent whipping and no soup served. The lesson did not hold, it seems. How many hearts do you hear in the dwelling?
Damn, taking her through her newfound abilities, powers.
32.
The procession makes it hard to keep the numbers.
The skill required to like hear all those heartbeats and be able to individually track each one. Again, creatures of the night, vampire, different from humans, but still, that's like crazy.
32 odds and only 27 bodies.
3 more.
And 2 in the cellar.
It's like we're watching Daredevil right now.
In flagrante.
In flagrante delicto. Delectable? Tasty? In flagrante delicto? Oh, in the very act of committing an offense. 2 in the cellar that are fornicating right now. Heard. And feed on them in the throes of passion.
How did they know that?
These two are thirsty for each other and for the
Cage wrapped head to foot in black lace.
That guy's looking hard at these two over here. You got a staring problem, buddy?
Marius approaches.
Marius?
Mi scusa, signora.
This can't be the same Marius. Marius de Romanos? No shot.
Sì.
Lei è una fantasma. Una giovane donna molti anni fa.
Un tuo amore?
No, invece, sulla mia stazione. Lo trovano tutti per uno scorcio di 6 capelli biondi.
Dove lei ora?
Oh. Gonna haunt this old man.
Camminando per i poveri campi della Francia.
Scared the shit out of this guy, dude. She's just toying with people.
Not a marquise, not a wife.
Your own person.
Not a mother, not a woman.
Creature.
I'm a fever in the night.
Fever.
And chaos by the morning. Christ is thirsty.
Oh, Lord.
So, is he clutching cheeses?
I believe we left Gloucester safe here in the corner facing the wall. It was Holy Saturday after all.
Very Blair Witch of you.
Dan's still angry about a little trick I played him the other night, Andrew.
Acknowledges it at least.
Andrew, right?
Andrew Milliken, 4 body records.
Oh, they got the guy in here that, okay, interesting, the record producer, or the, yeah.
I don't need your gift.
The psychodrama of Dubai. Like your maker and pretend you're 2 steps ahead of me.
Ooh, damn. Dude, they're going at each other's throats, man. Here we go.
I'm really using that word, you know? And I talk to him like every other night.
Armand's his sponsor.
I like corn. He's like a god.
That's very worrisome. That's very troubling. No, see, as soon as I hear that, I don't think he's being sincere. That given my trauma with Armand and what his track record and his motivations in the past, this is his way of trying to get closer to Lestat. That's the only thing I see it as right here. Nah, see, I'm sus. Very suspicious. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
Gods and record deals popping up like crazy right now.
Funny how also with the right dude. Funny how also with the Devil's Road, now we have the Devil's. I just think of Armand now. I just think everybody keeps talking about Devil's Minion. I have no idea what Devil's Minion is, but I just keep associating with Armand and Daniel. So it's like,
I think mine can float. All that shit I was carrying, I was putting onto other people, onto you. This guy erased it all, brother.
I bet he did. Oh, my sponsor, Armand. All these feelings, all these thoughts inside my head I was holding on to. It's like this guy just erased it all, right? Yeah, metaphorically, I'm sure.
So what's his god's name?
That I gotta keep.
Arun. It's either Arun or Amadeo, right? It was Arun.
No.
Uh-oh.
What was his reasoning again?
They might come to blows, honestly.
We're 5,000 feet from Louis after you dropped him. That was love, right?
Andrew, why does the undead need empty?
Cut.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. I like how Lestat is basically painting a picture saying you think that the fact like Armand could read your mind and let you think you were always 2 steps ahead. But eventually Daniel still won by working with the Talamasca, knowing what he knew and getting ahead. So Lestat's like, you really think Armand wasn't reading your mind the entire time during that interview? But then once again, now that begs the question. We know that Armand is always the reluctant leader. He's always the not to reduce it to a sexual comparison, but he's a bottom by nature. But also in a lot of his he often has power, kind of foisted, whatever the word is, upon him. But like we saw in the Parisian Coven back in the day, he let himself be put into a situation where Lestat rolled up and then dethroned him and kind of broke it all apart. And then even with the Théâtre de Vampire, with that whole coven, the whole Santiago coming into play and all that. I guess if Armand really wanted to, he could have retained majority control and pushed him around, but he kind of let Santiago take it over at Louis' behest and such. But we know that he was still directing things behind the scenes. But now it begs the question: Lestat is putting the idea out there that, oh, you think Armand let you get 2 steps ahead. What if Armand let this whole situation come about, where this relationship would be destroyed, or the truth would come out? Maybe. I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch though, because Armand seemed pretty perturbed when the script was handed over to Louis, unless it was all some convenient reason to try to get it all to break up so that Lestat would come back in the picture and then Armand could reconnect with Lestat. But that's tinfoil hat theory territory right there.
I haven't been alive for 265 years.
I watched the video, did a deep dive on the band, beautiful and well, flew here to Albany.
Oh, Sophia. Uh-oh. Missed call.
Saw the show. It's impossible. Stay outside the hotel. Impossible.
And no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on, who he's talking to, just seeing a missed call from Sophia immediately like reaches back out. Oh, the past, the present, all colliding. Sophia not picking up. Jealousy emerging, or just resentment?
It's I hope you're in a quiet yurt, the cell phone tower you burned down. Coming to Albany, it's feeling somewhat...
Hello, mother. Jealousy, I assume? She can try to play it off as, oh, it was the pleasure before the kill.
And it annoyed me!
Your annoyance carried you out of your room, through the courtyard.
When I killed the wolves, and you tended my wounds, we were mother and son.
And?
Waves crashing. He's thinking of that shoreline again.
I love you.
It also makes me think of like how how Lestat would like bed Antoinette to like almost to spite Louis, or to also instigate a reaction from him, or to do so kind of almost low-key in the hopes that he would hear or show up. Now, whether Gabriella was doing that purposefully or not, I don't know if she's aware enough of her. Well, she has to know that you can like hear so well. And what are the odds that like, especially if we see history repeating itself, because even in the present with Checkstat, right? Like how she would do it with him, knowing that that like he would hear, that everybody would hear through the walls and all that. Patterns of repeating behavior, who's to say? Upside down this time.
I love you.
Why do we keep seeing that shore? What is the soon-to-be-revealed significance? The waves crash as we coalesce. Lifeboat? Oh.
The early riser, I see.
Oh, shit. As the record skips questions. So we're going to have a slow but sure gradual reveal of the significance of that shipwreck and what that means on that coastline with the waves crashing. But it's prominent enough where Lestat is only it's sticking in his head and showing up whether he wants it to or not. But he's slowly remembering it, or he's only letting himself recall it bit by bit. But the dynamic between him and his mother. I just got to be aware of what she's doing. I'm just trying to get inside her head a little bit. I think her thing is she's just trying to seek out other pleasures of the world, not just him. But the kind of she imprinted on him from a young age, so that's like a much deeper connection there. And it's like, well, I turned you, you're my fledgling, we already like felt strongly about each other. We should be like you should be my companion. We're companions now. This is our life we're living. And seeing her like living up her, her own hedonistic desires that she divulged to him when she was tending his wounds, seeing her live that life that she already wanted to begin with is still hurtful to him, because it's like, I could hear you guys doing it. You know how I feel about you. Like, I thought we had something together. I thought we had something special, exclusive, you and I. But here you are taking to bed any fellow that catches your fancy, because ultimately she's still serving the desires that she expressed and that she's felt for years and years and years. He just that still just gets to him, right? It's like finding that person that you have companionship with, because the same thing would happen with like, what was that scene with Louis, where it's like when they were together and they were companions, and then it's like, oh, we can see other people, and he's like, sure, yeah, sure you can, yeah, of course, why not? Like trying to play it cool and be chill about it. But it's this repeating pattern of like, here's aside from Nikki though, I don't think Nikki ever committed infidelity, but it's like finding that companion or person you like, that like Lestat genuinely likes, but then they end up having, their hearts dancing with somebody else even for a brief moment, and kind of feeling a certain way about that. Like he can find like Lestat has never had an issue taking somebody to bed or finding moments of intimacy or like sexual relations with somebody, but it's the deeper genuine connection and emotion. It's when he actually feels that, like, it's when he seems to feel genuine connection and emotion for somebody and that love there. That's when that person ends up like doing or engaging in like problematic behavior that then makes Lestat feel like, oh, this person I love doesn't exclusively love me. But then the people that do exclusively love him, like Nikki, unstable, eventually loses his mind, unfortunately. Armand, who he already has a complicated relationship with his mother, so when Armand is pining after him, he just kind of seems like sniveling and weak and lustful, and well, not lustful, but like that hopeless romantic, like pathetic, basically, is how Lestat sees him. So it's funny how even the people that like, and I could be interpreting this completely wrong, but even the people that genuinely express the feelings and emotions that he wants to feel are not the ones that he's actually striving for the attention and compassion from. But then whether it's his mother or Louis or I guess to an extent even Nikki, he ends up losing them through situations that aren't entirely his fault.
You are listening to The Failures, album 40, side B.
My bad. The nomad Armand bought stamps from India, San Francisco, Dubai. Faded wallpaper, waiting for lights to dim, so it could peel off and suffocate you in the dark. What are you doing here, Armand? He would do more damage than the Queen ever did.
He would do more damage than the Queen ever did. But when the Queen awakens, Akasha, right? Doesn't she allegedly like almost cause the destruction of the Y chromosome? So is he once again, is he exaggerating, or does he just mean Armand does like more serious, intense emotional damage?
With myself. And as part of this journey, I
reparations.
Written from the deepest regions of my soul.
You have no soul.
Damn.
Can I just read it? When I first encountered you in Paris,
I feel like he's gonna laugh in his face, but perhaps I could be wrong.
Knowing your maker's temperament, I should have led with patience and with empathy.
Instead, you use my lover as bait to your underground death orgy.
Got him.
Yes.
I'm going to shower. Continue. Siri, shower playlist.
Let me rebuild the Paris Coven with your visionary conceit of a vampire theater whilst sharing your
strips in front of him, no less.
And blood, which was, upon reflection, wish-fulfilling delusion rooted in childhood conflict.
Oh Lord, you missed this.
Your exit from Paris and beyond generous endowment you left us with.
Come on, and your generous endowment. I swear to, I'm sorry. One more time, just for the
body and blood.
I'm sure everybody online's going nuts over this.
In childhood conflict.
Avert your gaze.
And beyond generous endowment you left us with was graceful and sensitive.
Bathing some blood. Just like an Armand wet dream over here.
When I had the opportunity to speak truth to Louis concerning my involvement in the matinee production of
Not a production, an actual trial with definitive sentences of death.
Yeah.
This and was dumbfounded by your silence in the ruined tower of your former maker. Knowing at any moment you could reach out to Louis and make him the wiser.
True.
It was.
Now I know it was richness of character.
No, it was torture.
Dude, like a literal feast over here as he's just like trying to pour out his heart, but.
And that is how I chose to spend the latter half of the 20th century.
Hey, we're both being honest with each other over here, huh?
Having a good time now.
A kimono?
Because you are a cloud, Armand. It's your nature. Be who you are. Be it on the other side of the moon.
Damn. I feel like, did that bring a smile to his face? Like, dude, as a fellow who often engages in also being a bottom, I can empathize to an extent, but like, you come in here just to get like verbal flagellation, like.
But be it on the other side of the moon.
Damn.
Or kill yourself. Siri, pause.
Crazy work.
I leave the pages here.
Fine.
Well, he came, said his piece. An apology of sorts, or an admission at least.
You want me to stop playing music?
Yes.
The vampires
Of
are listening
course.
to my songs. They believe that they can live as I do. They're making too many. The mortals won't allow it. 5 more shows. I'm getting bored. You come to one before it's over. I'm quite sexy.
Come on. The fact that he knows exactly what he's doing too. Get out of town with this malarkey. Get out of here. I can't.
You should come to one before it's over.
Piercing blues.
I'm quite sexy.
Dude, his eyes just going up, like this whole conversation, up and down. For a vampire to see his, like, this man that he craves and, like, was and probably still is in love with to some elements, right? Like, watching him, like, get up, strip before him, bathe in blood, shower off, now glistening in the dew of the early night, and just being like, you should come see my show, I'm quite sexy. Oh, Lord. Oh. Did she read the book? I'm guessing she read the book and she has some more information now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it won't happen.
Yeah, happen again. I know.
Oh, she's late?
It's a week, Regina.
Yikes.
Watch time.
Train broke down between stops.
Hey, you need work. You need workers.
Hi. You okay? I missed a couple shifts. I was worried.
In the book.
That's a little stalkerish, kind of. You missed a couple of shifts. I was getting worried about you. You were tracking what days I work now? You know my schedule?
I can help you. I can explain.
Yeah, Claudia.
I can help you. Oh, yeah. See, she's putting it together now. I can help you. I can fix. I can help the situation. I couldn't help Claudia, but I can help you because you remind me of Claudia. This is problematic.
I look like her.
Yeah.
That's mental.
I know.
This is a lot. Like, a lot. You're gonna switch to breakfast.
I can't stay anyway.
Because it's coming all morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's mental.
I've been here since 1:30.
Oh, see, now you're making her uncomfortable. Now it's, oh, see, now she's like scared of you. Fearful. Louis. Well-intentioned or not.
I've been here since 1:30. I just wanted to know you were okay for the service.
Out the door. Out. Get out.
Yeah, see, you've, yeah.
What's this then?
You can have a different life.
I know I can. I don't need you for that.
I looked you up online.
Full stalking.
Found your OnlyFans.
Yeah, low-key.
Criminal record, credit card scams, bouncing around Europe.
Oh, shit.
Car in Amsterdam. I can help you. I can clean that for you.
He just wants to be able to, no, this is, he couldn't save Claudia. He couldn't fix Claudia. He couldn't help Claudia. And this person who looks a lot like probably does just looks similar to her, just very, geez. This is just him trying to make himself feel better by trying to help somebody who reminds him of somebody that he, in his mind, failed. And, this is sad.
But put on a yellow dress and sit in your lap.
No, none of
Yeah,
that.
all of that. Here's the money. Get in my Escalade. Be my dead daughter. I've got enough shit in my life.
I'm turning into a bad.
Are there any readers in the audience tonight?
Oh no. Now I saw like one screenshot of him with his hair up. Like, does he have it in pony in like pigtails like Claudia with the makeup and all that? I don't like windows when they're closed.
Have you come across this 2023
Oh,
Bodice
no.
Ripper? Dubbed an irritating hoax, bound for flash dated by Vanity Fair, and a thong-busting, steamy beach read for the cocklet-sucking Fire Islands.
Oh Lord.
Literary mountaintop. Unless, of course, Louis de Pointelac was interviewed by a 2-time Pulitzer Prize-winning mortal in Dubai, and I anxiously attached show pony with a personality disorder called Lestat.
Oh Lord. We've gone from like thinly veiled metaphor and allegory to full on just saying the quiet part out loud now, haven't we? Oh Lord.
Vampire truthers out there?
Any truthers out there?
Stands of IWTV.
Oh, right here. I'm one of them. Love the show.
Please follow my
Oh, is Armand in the audience?
Can we get a torch? The Maître of Paris.
Oh. Hell yeah. Dude, everybody loves Armand. I love this. Lestat is so fucking salty about Armand. You saw it in the bookshop, like episode 1, when it was like, oh, but you know, Lestat is Lestat, but Armand, my little beta boy over here, he's just an intriguing character. Look deep into his ooh-woo Japanime eyes. Go so fucking hard. Because it's true. The little gremlin, he gets those peepers open. He's like, oh, what I did something? Did I do? I couldn't nothing do behind, not in San Francisco. I couldn't possibly do anything to disparage. Like, damn. Brings him to the show just to call him out, and the girls are like, oh my god, shake your dreads. Crazy. Okay, so, hang on, more notes. So, now, Lestat is full on acknowledging the book during the show. And of course Armand showed up. You should come to the show. It's sexy. I'm shocked Armand wasn't like, in that moment, didn't stop, turn, and I imagine part of him wanted to be like, are you asking me? Matra? Oh, Jesus. Full on acknowledging the show. And then calls public attention to Armand, who's in the audience. Crazy work. The French Bengali smoke show with the with the ooh Japanime eyes. I love it. I love it.
The maître of Paris. Look deep into his ooh Japanime eyes.
The maître of Paris, the master of Paris.
Shapeshifter, the sophistica, the vampire, Armand!
Now, I'm sure Daniel's going to like it to an extent, right? Because Daniel has very strong feelings about Armand, and to see Lestat put him on display for public ridicule should be kind of vindicating, right?
Despite what you've been sold.
Oh, and now Alex is like, that's my fucking sponsor, bro. He's the vampire Armand.
We are friends, he and I.
Aww, is that right?
And I have grown to respect Armand.
Is this performative, or?
Of the 5 great laws.
No vampire shall ever reveal his or her true nature, and let that world live.
Crazy work. The audience is literally reading out the laws. I see we have a true book fan out here in the audience. You are an avid reader. You know the lore, huh? And oh my god. Armand told the truth, that gremlin. Mixed feelings, I hear.
We wrote a song for you.
Oh, new song, new song, new song.
Sing it loud.
Oh, how special. Oh, Armand. Look at Armand over parting the lips, almost licking him. Just be like, you wrote a song for me. Like the lust in there where it's like, we're friends. You wrote this for me. Even if it's like, great screenshot. Even if this is ripping and Armand to shreds, even if it eviscerates him, you know that part of him is like, he wrote a song for me. Like, you just know it. You fucking know it, dude. Come on.
Oh no, are you having a bad day? Hey, big boss, do you always look that way?
Big boss with the sad sachet. Damn.
Your face did. You got a lot of rules for a thief.
Come on. I can't. Bro, he called Armand a theater kid. Get out of town. You got a lot of rules for a theater kid. Oh my god, we got a new banner. All these are fucking banners, dude. A beggar for gruel. Oh my god.
I know that life is cool, but you should get your face did. Got a lot of rules for a theater kid.
He's loving it. Wee! Sorry. Yay.
Gets to have fun. If you're a boo-boo, then he doesn't want you.
Damn.
Right
down his history. Big boss gets to decide. Big boss got a big head. Big boss wants to get you.
Damn. Now I'm trying to get a read on him right now, but like something about like the man that I lusted after once and had intense, powerful emotions for is publicly ridiculing me and getting a whole crowd to shame me, but he's still paying attention to me. That is low key some like kind of like public exhibition shame kink type beat. To it, maybe to a degree, and maybe I'm reading too much into that, but I'm just going based off of like Armand's proclivities. But big boss. Come see, come saw. Oh no, his eyes were vibrating though, so maybe he's not enjoying it as much. Maybe he's a bit more on the upsetty spaghetti side. Maybe he was excited at first, but maybe now he's just like emotionally taken aback. It's just like, oh, just like wounded, perhaps. I don't know. Daniel seems very concerned for his papa though. They're gonna have a whole conversation out there. I think Armand's eyes were vibrating though. Maybe it's just my like immediate like anti-Armand temperament and all that, but like I'm also trying to read his face, and I thought I knew how he's feeling at first. Maybe I was correct. Either his feeling changed over the course of the first few bars, or the whole time this was an ambush that he wasn't expected to walk into. Yeah, his pupils were vibrating. Big boss. Got a lot of rules for a theater kid. Oh boy. He knows you're following. This could be the bait. Oh. He sent off his this is when Daniel offers like a warning, or maybe tries to like, I'm curious how Daniel's feeling about this, because clearly he feels a certain way about being abandoned by his maker, and like he keeps on like, I mean, you could say it's like jokingly referring to him as like papa, basically, like, you know, dad walked out on me, but I mean there's some abandonment there, because you like Armand is his creator and he just turned him and then just left him to fend for himself and figure shit out. So I'm sure, I mean, you gotta like, as a vampire, but also kind of feeding, like also fueling Daniel's pre-existing trauma, and I assume there's already, from what I gathered from Daniel's backstory, there's also some abandonment issues there as well, so kind of also triggering that.
Stop it!
What?
You know what?
Everyone gone. You hear, but you can't see them.
Yes. Stop it!
I cannot. It happens to me too. It's happening right now.
Bullshit, get out of my head.
I am your maker. I cannot get into your head any longer.
What is that? What is this?
Our vampire bond, I think.
Well, he doesn't like it either?
That's
So he's just frustrated too. He seems equally frustrated, but I also have a trouble trusting Armand's intentions.
Yes, it is.
Why are you here?
Great question.
You are courting great danger with Lestat.
Yeah.
But I love the callback, and yet the difference in the score right now, because we are calling back to the quintessential episode of season 2, whenever the plot starts to thicken between Daniel and Armand, and we're in the penthouse and remembering San Francisco and the piano motif and the discordant keys, if that's the proper verbiage there. But the fact that we're calling back to these piano themes with these two characters, but like it's still different. It's like not as, it's less haunting, more intense maybe, but like similar but different. I like that a lot.
Why are you here?
You are courting great danger with Lestat.
Yeah. He's just an ass.
Enough of us now. Each a body a night, each turning one a week.
Jesus.
More deaths than births.
Great convergence. Or conversion.
It's happening, Daniel.
Vampires overtaking humans. Then we have that movie Daybreakers happen.
And he's going to lead it and get us all killed.
I don't think he wants to lead them.
Breaking you down. You knew everything the whole time, didn't you? It was just theater.
No, but now, but clearly Lestat got into Daniel's head enough where now he's like considering this notion and confronting Armand about it.
I swear,
I'm supposed to believe
It was
you.
love.
Love
I'm a vamp now.
blinded me, clouded me.
He doesn't shut it off.
It wasn't my love for Louis, Daniel,
Love for Lestat.
but it was love.
For you? You shut the f up. There's no shot. No, I joked. No, hang on. I don't want to run off with this. I feel like maybe it was love for Lestat. Is what it probably should be. There's no shot. Because I joked in the recap live stream. Somebody was like, "What's like the craziest like far-fetched theory or you'd have about the vampire Lestat?" And I was like, "Well, you know, Devil's Minion or whatever that is aside, like Armand and Daniel getting in bed with each other more ways than one. Is he trying to say love for Daniel, or is he trying to say it was love for Lestat?" But Armand is trying to hold to the idea that, oh, I didn't get inside your head in Dubai. I didn't know you were like, I didn't let you think you were 2 steps ahead. Armand's trying to tell him, no, I wasn't reading you as I so easily could have done. I was blinded by love, not for Louis. But he's saying it was love. So the implication there, and like with Daniel being taken aback, the implication, my gut tells me it's the love for Daniel. But something tells me there's more love for Lestat in that regard. Again, is that like the big tinfoil hat theory that I have that might come to fruition? Is that blinded by love for Lestat, he let the relationship he had with Louis crumble for the sake of trying to get closer to Lestat? I don't know, man. I have questions. I can't rightly draw a conclusion yet. There's too many variables right now.
I'm a vamp now. Loving Louis doesn't shut it off.
It wasn't my love for Louis, Daniel.
Part of him loves Daniel, perhaps?
It was love.
Interesting. I saw you bite his neck on the red carpet. I know there's something deeper there. Is my head canon? Is there going to be some grain of truth to it? Oh boy. Everybody's like, Devil's Minion this, Devil's Minion that. They always say how Devil's Minion. Nobody ever asks why Devil's Minion. Whoops.
When she's not here and he's not here, am I third in the queue?
Oh Lord.
Toinette?
Oh Lord. Still haunt him in his visions. When I'm not here and when Louis is not there, when Gabriella's not there, am I the next one you start thinking about? Like even over Antoinette? Did he write something in the mirror?
He's not here, am I third in the queue?
With his nub of a hand?
Did I beat Antoinette?
I can barely read that. What does it say? M-I-R... Oh, it's Mari. Oh, it's an A. Marius. The name Marius keeps calling.
She only gave you a finger. Oh, Gabs, it's...
Oh, no.
That's the sound of 1,000 loud, moaning, sobbing, nipple-hardening, prick-popping, white-fire worship.
Trying to show your accomplishments, trying to make her jealous.
Century. Actually, you. Let's skip it. Cabbage, cabbage, cabbage.
Oh, no. Cabbage, huh? Oh, we're crashing out now. Mommy Dearest showed up, mildly tended my emotional wounds, dipped once again. Full-on crash out time. All right. Lestat crashing out. Oh, Lord. And that piano theme is still coming through.
Dee Dee and Joey sang, touring was never boring.
All these outfits.
Sean and Kane took the midnight train.
Oh! Yeet. I like how he... I like the crew is so used to it, but also so over it. He yeeted the one worker, and the one other person's like, dude. Like...
Touring was never boring.
Watch, the calm reaction.
Kane took the midnight train.
Yeets, and check stat away, and then the other gal's just like, bruh. Sal always getting some action. I get your glasses. The ultimate fan experience. Oh, there's that same guy, the roadie, the guy from episode 1 with the beard and all that. The vampire truther. that the fact that he's still there, that could be innocuous. He's just a roadie, a fan, but a little bit cause for concern, maybe. I don't know. The fact that like we specifically focused on him for even a moment in that shot, I'm like, it immediately, my visceral reaction was a moment of unease. But yeah, I'd say a lot of artists. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of artists. I'm sorry. Let me rescind that. I feel like this tale isn't new for the plight of someone like a rock star, certain performance artists who, I think a lot like trying to like fill that hole, that void right inside of you. And I'm just speaking the obvious right now, but all of this won't fill him up. But it is like momentary. It's like a drug in a way, right? It's kind of like giving you that momentary fix of love, adulation, people adoring you, like being a rock star is convenient in this circumstance because for a character like Lestat who wants that love and adoration and compassion from people in his life that simply can't or won't give it to him, and these people that he's never met are giving it to him. They're not the people that he wants to be receiving it from, but it's something. He is still receiving it in some form, you know?
Hey, friend!
Oh, Christine!
He can't die like this, he's a vampire! Wake up, people, they're everywhere!
Dude. What did I tell you? My warning sign, red flags. For a moment, I saw him and I was like, told you, I hate being right. I didn't like that he was here. Dude went full, damn. Dude took shots at Lestat, wouldn't matter. So he knew he wouldn't die. Took shots because he's like, he's a real vampire. Wake up, they're all around us. We're in danger. A harbinger, if you will. But then Christine took a bullet. I don't want Christine to fucking die, dude. And Lestat's gonna blame himself for that because the bullets were meant for him.
Wake up, people, they're everywhere!
Jesus Christ.
Around us, wake up!
Oh, good. Oh, good. So she's still alive. She just got fucking... Well, Fareed, do what you have to do best. Fuck, dude. But my question is how I love to see how this is going to impact him. Like what's his takeaway from that exchange, right? I'm curious to see how he's going to process that. Now, once again, the waves crash, the water coming back in, something about this fucking coast, the shipwreck, the coast, the waves crashing, it keeps, not, pun not intended, the resurfacing. Like this specific like visual, this like audio, it was at them going off to do their own lot. Like what does it mean? But he keeps thinking about it. He keeps remembering it.
Narrow, fully rigged.
The boat?
I can almost see its cargo. It's an opium clipper.
Yeah, they're there on the coast. Okay. So never really a fan. He's just been like, he went to Lestat once, set like a few cities back and was like, are you actually a real vampire? And he's like, yeah, you know the truth. I'm a vampire. Yes, you know it. Shows back up with a loaded revolver, shoots him, and is like, I know he's a vampire. Look, he's a vampire. He can't die. This shit's real. They're all around us. Wake up, sheeple. Wake up. Fucking poor Christine. Another one of my lover. Christine catches a stray. But she's not dead, so that's good for as long as she doesn't die. She seems more angry than anything. And now we have this. Whatever this means. So now...
Keeper, you should really like that lamp now.
No. Oh, the lighthouse? Oh.
Keeper's not feeling well.
Oh, this was on purpose then. So they were on a shore. They killed the lighthouse keeper so the ship would purposefully crash. So they could feed on them?
Roll back a single decade, we're living mortal lives.
The cabbage years.
And then sharing a coffin with wearing ears.
Oh, growing our bond, and then Gabrielle starts looking ahead at the farther future. Like, what does this mean for the rest of our lives, though?
Some far-flung city. Everyone traveling by balloon, maybe.
Bioshock Infinite?
Guarding.
You put Ottoman schools on stage, and that was something, I guess, but...
What? I guess.
It's evil.
What then is?
You want to do something evil?
Dante's hell, but not in the mouths of priests. Out in the world, thieving in the streets.
So she wants to be very fire and brimstone. She wants to take the pain she has inside and the anger she has at like humanity and the world, and with her newfound gifts and abilities and the powers of the vampire, she wants to take that and like bring hell on earth. She wants to wreak havoc. If anything, she'd want to wake. She would be the one that would want to wake Akasha. Sounds like, if Akasha's all also Old Testament about that kind of stuff. I want to out in the world, feed into the streets. What you did was fine, I guess. It was like, you know, you do a whole theatrical show in Paris where people are brought on stage, executed. There's a whole show of it, and then we feed that way. But it's not. But it wasn't. But she says it wasn't evil, as if it's like that's a critique of his idea. Like, oh, what you did was fine and all, but it wasn't an evil thing to do. We could be doing so much more. We could be having a more profound impact on the world at large.
An evil that answers goodness.
So you want to meet the goodness in the world with evil.
Shall we do it?
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's the mortal world.
Decimated. Brothers impaling brothers.
Oh, she just wants to, like...
bottling their babes. All.
I mean, enticing in a gothic sense, I suppose. That's our life. We could live together, love, or rather infatuation. That's... Yeah, I don't know if Lestat feels that... Well, I mean, I feel like he has the connection more to you than that ideology, but that's pretty dark.
No hope of light.
Jesus.
And we, the devil's rule.
What's that saying? Hurt people. We, Jesus, together as dark monarchs, you and me can rule the galaxy as mother and son.
Till no light remains. No hope of light. And we, the
devil's rule.
Together.
I don't know about that.
As dark monarchs for all eternity.
But he's like, hey, if it means that we get to be together, then sure. She wants to drown the world in darkness and evil. Damn.
Dinner.
So she took her trauma and the pain that she had in her life, and then when she got this gift, she's like, I want humanity to suffer. I want us to be the devils that rise up and then bathe this world in darkness and suffering. That's what I thrive on, is this pain and misfortune. I want us to just be devils and like cause suffering and havoc and feed off that shit, and we can just like fucking feed for eternity. I don't love that. Louis, you gotta leave well enough alone. Or you're gonna go try to see her one more time. You better not be at her home. You better not be at her apartment right now. Okay, good. But still, let her go. Let her go. Let her live her life. No, Louis, this is like stalker behavior. No, Louis. Just let her live her life. Let her live her life, dude. I get why you're doing this, but you're making this poor gal feel like a certain type of way. Go. Or she's saying come in. Or is she beckoning him inside? A little come to me. All these outfits, man. Casual or not. I'm not a big like plaid flannel shirt kind of guy. Oh, I guess if it's a nice enough.
No.
Truth.
Can't stay away. Chef's pushing chicken palm.
Okay.
Does she understand?
Got loud with you last time.
It was my fault.
$1,000? That's a bus fare for you. What's not a bus fare?
100,000.
5 times that.
Is she gonna take him up on his offer? Is she gonna be like, I'll come live with you. I'll be your surrogate sister. I'll be your Claudia again. But you pay me, you take care of me, and I mean, look, no judgment. I never judge women that are like either, because he already acknowledged that she had an OnlyFans, right? I support sex workers, and I always say, get that bag, right? Like if there's women that like find a guy who's willing to like shell out his money and pay for companionship or service, more power to her. No shame at all. And I think it's like honestly cringy when guys are like, OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected. It's like, dude, get that bag. Like it is what it is. But I mean, the foundation of this relationship, though, like the reasoning behind it. But damn, that's what's being proposed right now. So Regina, she considered his offer and her options in life and all that. Does part of her actually have a bit of a bleeding heart? Does part of her feel for his pain and his strife? Or is she just going to entertain the flight of fancy because this could mean a whole like new page, a whole new chapter for her life? Starts talking with the accent.
What now, Daddy Lou?
Vampires do not live.
Louis, this can't be possibly what you want, man. Jesus. This is like Expedition 33 coded. Do you stay in that world, or do you like you fuck. You got a crossroads, man. Do you process your grief, your trauma, accept the loss, understand that this is just a gal you saw on the subway that looks kind of like her, and just say no, she's gone, and move on with your fucking life? Or do you like start seeing this gal a lot and start trying to fill that void, that hole again, to a point where literally you're like, I'll pay, I have a fortune, I'll pay you half, like dude, she said, all right, you pay me $500,000, I'll be Claudia. Like, that's for her to immediately, and she read the book. Damn, immediately she's like, $500,000? Okay. What now, Daddy Lou? Like, oh, man. I can't possibly fill the, oh my, that's such a darkness to it, man. I mean, yeah, arguably also helping her out, which is like the only reason she's even considering this, is that's life-changing amount of money. Damn, dude.
What now, Daddy Lou?
Vampires do not live symbiotically with humanity.
Takes on the new role.
Daily struggle of human.
He's the one with the manifesto. He's the one. I should have put 2 and 2 together. As Lestat alluded to it earlier. You know what? Good job. That's good writing right there. If it was a show that was any more obvious, right? I would have been able to like see it coming a mile away. I would have put 2 and 2 together. And perhaps some people out there did in the theory crafting community. But to plant this guy in a scene in episode 1 and paint him as a big fan of Lestat and like, oh, he's a vampire truther, but he looks like he's a big fan who just like knew how to find him after the show, and then innocuously drop the line somewhere in a computer hard drive in a public library, LOL, on the Eastern Seaboard, a manifesto sat, and sure enough, there you go, this guy right here, manifesto released online after shooting. Are they human? Federal agencies under pressure to weigh in. And this guy accomplished his mission, right? Took shots of this guy, has a whole manifesto that's now online. And now the question is, okay, well, there was just this one guy who claimed to be a vampire touring around the country and whatnot. But now this guy emptied almost like what? He emptied like what, 1, 2, 3? It was like 4 or 5 shots or so into Lestat. Clipped Christine, of course, but shot up Lestat in public, full crowd. Lestat not like barely even flinching as it happens, didn't die or anything like that. And now like, okay, well, there were some truthers out there, but now it can't be denied. And now the federal agencies are being pressured to weigh in on, oh, are there creatures out there? I'm curious what like the Talamasca's response to this is, or how they're feeling, because Talamasca could have tried to like shut this shit down, but instead they've been fanning the flames and trying to, if anything, like propel the band more into the public spotlight. So what does Talamasca have to gain from all this, aside from just like what, gathering information, combat data? Like, I'm sorry that I keep replaying that scene over and over again, but that's like, for me, that's just it's very disturbing. It's just like, it's unfortunate, disturbing, it's dark. That's my like initial like gut reaction from it, but also like heartbreaking maybe.
Instead, they feed, siphoning away our vitality in order to extend their own unnatural existence. But if we are their fuel...
Oh, family trauma. My older brother tried to teach me with his fist. Okay.
I gave up on confession by candlelight.
Mother.
I thought we made it out, and I know you had to die.
The lifeboats were our coffins, but do you think she'll be there? Do you think she's also left after that?
Why won't you let me bring you flowers, cheer you up?
The sun's about to come up.
To cheer you up like I used to.
Yeah, and he's lamenting right now because he used to be the one who, like he's saying right here, very literally, I used to cheer you up. I used to, mother, I used to be enough for you. Just the idea of like us being together, like emotionally, physically. We used to be able to raise each other up. But now you get your power. I gave you this gift. We became what I thought we were companions, and instead of us living our lives together, now you're like always leaving me still. And now you have greater flights of like world conquering like darkness and oppression of humanity and these like deeper cravings that I'm not like enough for you now. I ended up not being the one you wanted. You wanted more. I gave you this gift, and now you're using that to like go pursue darker desires, basically. Yeah, and she left, looks like. Or is she, because her effects are still there, she left some hair and that necklace behind. Because they had that whole moment where it's like, here's our dark pact for eternity. He even agreed to her ideology and what she wanted to do, and she still left him. He wasn't like, hey, yo, mama, maybe that's a bad idea. He was like, I love you, I'm here for you, I support your dreams, your desires, your goals. And then she just was like, oh, just gone, bye. Damn. Oh, what now? What are we gonna end this episode on, huh? What's the big cliffhanger? Bus driver gets killed. Somebody shows up. Gabriella? Armand?
You called, I came.
Oh, Gabriella.
I called you many times.
Ooh, fledgling.
Pity for ourselves, are we?
I'm quite at peace, actually. Heading home to Montreal.
Oh.
Where the whales can make love to it while I take up crafting or coding or whatever will sail me through the coming robot apocalypse.
Coding. Interesting. But Lestat, after that shootout especially, Lestat sounds like Lestat is ending the tour.
Did Armand break it down and weep over your biting diss track? Did your assassin misspell your name in his manifesto?
Damn.
I left my wit in Philadelphia. Everyone quit.
Oh.
Shootings can be quite persuasive, God.
Go figure.
Your fans.
Their unwholesomeness, I'm sure.
About that.
It's over! You abandoned me!
For a week!
For 9 days! Feel like 9 days.
Grow up!
Where
Grow
were
up,
you?
huh?
Don't say you were dipping a toe in the Rio Pasqua.
It's not just 9 days. It's been a repeating pattern of behavior for fucking years, dude. And grow up, she says.
I was with the voices.
What voices?
Let's have a listen.
Of the other vampires, the great conversion. I was with the voices. What dost thou mean by that?
Why do you come back? Why won't you let me hate you?
Oh. Why won't you let me hate you? Why do you... Oh. Oh, that's a heartbreaking line right there. That gets me misty-eyed. Dude, why do you always come back? Why won't you just let me hate you? Why won't you just ignore me and just, like, be gone and not here? Why can't you just let me hate you the way that I do? You come back and you reinvigorate the fire in me every time. Why won't you let me hate you? Is such a heartbreaking line. More and more vamps are coming around to him, his ideology.
Hearing them. You've been reaching them.
We played the First Avenue concert on loop over here.
And I want not to reach them.
They are lost. Your music speaks to them. They long for a community.
You're a god.
I sing songs, mother.
No, but Gabrielle, this is just a means to her fucking end. That's all that this is. Gabrielle is like, no, I left you, but the music you make, this dark vision that I have of the world, you have the power. I can't convince them, but you have the I won't admit it to you until I need some help from you, but you have the power. You have the artistry, the music, the songs to bring together the vampires for the great conversion, to bring about this dream I have of world domination and the takeover, the darkness to engulf this world of humanity. You can be the one to lead us. Like, she's only doing this and saying this because he is in means to her end. Where was this talk? Like, you made a pact. Well, a pact. I mean, like a blood oath of sorts on that night on the shore. You laid out your plan then. You were like, I want the world to burn. I want everything to drown in darkness. And Lestat was like, okay, mama, I'm game. And then you fucking like vanished, showing up here and there in times of turmoil for a little bit of fun and games. And right here, oh, I went away. Convenient excuse. I was listening to the voices. I was going to probably leave you again, but then all the voices said, oh, this Lestat, he's pretty great. And she recognizes that he is a force, whether he likes to admit it or not, that is strong enough to bridge that gap, to bring vampires together. You're encouraging them to be themselves. Like they've been, like Armand was saying, more vampires are being born, the birth over death rate, the whole, all this thing, it like is more and more vampires, the potential of this great conversion we've been hearing about, which also makes me scratch my head and wonder why Tell Massacre would help to like further feed the fuel on that fire, alliteration. And it's like, no, she's only showing up again here because he's a means to the end of the dark dream and vision that she has to make humanity suffer for what she's been through and the trauma that she's endured and the suffering that she went through in her life prior to being turned.
8 wolves.
There's 8 again. Oh, there's that music. 8 wolves. That was
a poignant tableau.
8 wolves. That. No, and then there she takes that accomplishment and that moment where they really truly had that scene together and bonded, and there was a really intense like connection there, and she's almost using it against him in a way where she's like, you have the power, you can bring them together, you can do this, you can be this Jesus of sorts of vampires and like help us rise against humanity, and we could overtake the species if we band together and all this. And he's like, I just write songs, I'm nothing, I have no power, I'm not important, all I do is just make music. And she's over here, and then she hits him with the 8 wolves. Look what you can do on your own. Nobody else helped you. You had the power within yourself, even as a human. You had the power to take on, you killed 8 wolves on your own. You can accomplish great things. It's you, yourself, who does it. But again, she's only telling them this because like that can give her the outcome that she desires.
Inspiring mother advising a distraught son.
Conspiring.
And you'll get no argument here.
His own words.
To start an excellent time to end it. Words did she conjure up to turn me and that bus back around, you ask?
And there's Nikki, there's young Lestat. Oh.
It is difficult to explain how her words disarmed me.
Let me paraphrase a similar vampire caught in a situation as he then literally borrows words from Louis de Pont-du-Lac.
How efficiently succinct and impenetrable her argument was.
And the fact that he finds himself quoting Louis in the situation from the very book is like so much, the irony here. Like, he can't even say it with a straight face over here. He's able to recognize the fact where it's like, if you were to try to step in and say, Lestat, don't do what you're going to do, don't be led astray by this argument. He's like, of course you'd be right, dear listener. But as, you know, to borrow from, you know, my paramour Louis.
You had to be there, I guess.
Yeah. New song, huh? Convinced him to turn the bus around, keep making music. But what, are we getting the band back together? How are we going to do that, huh? To paraphrase from a more eminent vampire, referring to Louis in almost a positive light there. Because I'm pretty sure that's a quote Louis had from season 1, but he can barely even get it out all the way before like laughing away at it. Whether he's laughing at the irony of him using it, or just the fact that it's just incredulous that he would find himself even quoting Louis, or perhaps he's just quoting Louis ironically, but it all feeds into the very point of like, oh, well, hindsight, you know, hindsight is 20/20, isn't it?
What words did she conjure up to turn me and that bus back around, you ask?
Good Lord.
I'll never do them justice. Instead, let me paraphrase a more eminent vampire.
Like, she convinced me to go along with this plan that she has. What words did she say? I could never even begin to do justice to her compelling argument, or more the emotion and the connection that would entice him into listening to what she has to say. Also, Hendrix sponsorship ? But
not in a similar situation.
Very funny to use Louis' own words there.
To explain how her words disarmed me.
He can at least poke fun at himself at the end then, I suppose. And the start of the true Devil's Road, as it were.
I need a mean mama, need a rabbit.
New song.
Feed the future machine.
Nothing to lose. We got 2 new songs. I think it's about 2 per episode. I hate it when she gets that hungry look on her face, as if she's like, yes, this is what I want. Since I hunger and thirst for this. This is exactly the outcome I desired. I shall soon have the darkness I desire. Like, damn. Oh, it cuts off right there. When he says, I need a mean mom, is he referring to his mother, quite obviously, or is that like a, further, more complex allusion to Akasha? And no behind the scenes of the episode. Yeah, I heard about that. No behind the scenes for this episode. Damn, the Devil's Road, or the start of it anyway. Okay, we are now just a hair over halfway through season 1 of the Vampire Lestat. That, from what I understand, I guess the book's gonna have 2 seasons more or less. But we only have, dude. It's going by too fast now. At first I was like, we got a whole road ahead of us, and now we're already 4 in, and we only have 5, 6, and like it comes and goes so fast, doesn't it? We only have 3 more to go. 3 more. I thought they were all going to be cities, interestingly enough. And technically, the Devil's Road is still like a location in the U.S. So we've had Detroit, Toledo, Toronto, and the Devil's Road. Of course, I'll watch the After Dark soon after, but man, oh man. What more is there to say? I've made my opinions on what transpired abundantly clear, but yeah, I'm trying to, dude, when Armand says it was not love for Louis, but it was love, I'm over here like, you and Lestat, or you and Daniel? What's going on here? But there's a whole Daniel Armand thing happening right now. The world, apparently there's more and more vampires being created that are being inspired by Lestat and his musical musings. Might even be a great conversion. There's a dark road ahead if Regina is like, I'll be your Claudia. You can be my Daddy Lou. Give me $500,000. I'll be whatever you want me to. I'll do whatever you want me to do. We saved the rhyme at the end, then, didn't we? That's dark though. Ooh, so much to ponder on and think about. What does that put us at for this episode, huh? Oh, well, yeah. Literally a minute shy of 3 hours. I didn't think I was talking that much. Oh, boy. All right. Well, shit. Put me on 1.25 speed and let's have a grand old time, shall we? All right. A lot to think about, a lot to marinate on. As always, any points of correction or detail, please offer them at your convenience. Let's discuss, let's talk. As always, no book spoilers, please. I shall be watching After Dark afterwards as well for some after the episode thoughts. No behind the scenes in that one, very interesting, so be it. But yeah, okay. Oh boy, howdy. A very complex series of emotions. I feel like I picked up on most of what was being put down, but I'm sure there was still some stuff or little asides, etc., that I might have missed out on. But again, that's what a second eventual viewing is for, and that's more importantly what you fine folks out there are for as well. So that's it. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching another episode of La Vampire Lestat de l'UNCUT in the bag. Thank you so much. If you're watching on Patreon, thank you so much for the additional layer of love and support. It means the absolute world to me. If you thought about joining the Patreon, the Patron, as it is. Sorry, that's the bourbon talking, getting silly, goofy right now, and now I'm rambling. If you thought about joining the Patreon but not yet done so already, now is always a good time. You will get full access to all these episodes at least a day or two in advance before they hit the YouTubes. I'm talking full, uncut, uncensored reactions. In this case, a full 3-hour one. Full uncut reactions with HD video accompaniment, plus access to my entire content backlog and library, which includes the previous 2 seasons of the show formerly known as Interview avec le Vampire, as well as all other series that I've done analysis and reactions for, including ongoing shows, Patreon exclusives, couples commentary, and on the higher tier, access to my live movie watch parties, which become movie commentary VODs afterwards. But of course, if you are just on YouTube, guess what? More than enough. Feel no pressure to join the Patreon unless you really want to support whatever. But you're still supporting on YouTube, so don't. It's fine. But I only ask, this is for free, you like the video, oof, algorithm, comment below for the gods, if you will, please do. And I want you to love me enough to subscribe to me, please do. I'm just a dog, but you guys and gals are my brave little wolf killers out there. I know you're stubborn, but I want you to ask for it. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. It's bad. It's so bad. I can't do it. I want you to love me enough to subscribe to me. Ooh woo, please. With my ooh woo Japan anime eyes over here. Am I like see? Huh? The Fanes, right? Is he a vamp? I don't know. The great conversion. It's gonna happen one of these days. You mark my words. Yeah. So subscribe for more. Hit that ding bell for notifications and all that if you want to know when I post stuff. Sometimes the algorithm is weird and doesn't always recommend even channels you're subscribed to unless you actively watch them or have the bells for notifications. So I don't know. The YouTube is fucking weird. Anyway, thank you. Merci mon ami. Merci mes amis. Merci mon cœur. Bonne chance. Au revoir. Have a good day. Have a good night. And as always, thank you and goodbye. Au revoir, travelers.